Yo, beauties, welcome back! Today we are going to be continuing our playthrough of the farming campaign. Sorry, I said this like 3 seconds earlier, but it failed to start the broadcast and I'm tripping over myself. Anyway, this is the second last day of the campaign, so if you want to farm, be sure you do it done now as well as tomorrow. So let's do this. So we are first off, as always, going to be beginning by reviewing our resources, and we are at 59 stamina drinks. As we discovered from the last time we streamed, each of these 3-hour streams, which I'll be doing today as well, will roughly take 19 drinks, so, you know, just round up to 20. Which means by the time the stream is done, I'll probably be at 40 drinks, and, you know, tomorrow I'll be covering another 20 drinks. So outside of that, I'll just have another 15 drinks to be finishing from there. Also, welcome, Bear. Good to see you. Besides our drink count, we are also at a bit under 75 million coin right now, so that should increase quite a good amount as we play. Let's hop right in. So I did actually rank up to 121, which is a nice thing to happen. It did take a while, but it honestly came faster than I expected, what with the speed update as well as the new team I built, which is very, very nice. Alright, let us resume the seed grind. Alright. So I seeded like maybe 2 or 3 more units by the time you last saw me. I honestly can't remember who they are after a certain point. I think I'm currently working on blossoming Ixbalanque too. You know, just a little bit. Not doing to mass him. Alright, the new announcement for the otter. Just on the otter, you know, understand how people who wanted a horse felt when they saw Amdusias. Are you saying you're disappointed by this otter? I know some people like them. For me, it was just like, I got my hopes up for otters in general, just because, you know, it seems like there's some pretty good original otters OC characters. I'm not sure if I should call them OCs, that were released for some other visual novels that came out within the past couple years. But it seems like, you know, this just revitalized my disdain for otters that I originally had, which was, they tend to be kind of Twinkie Winky, and no surprise there, since otters are coded within, you know, actual gay culture as just hairy twinks. With that said, this one otter seems to be not even twink. In fact, I think they might actually be a girl, so I don't really have a high opinion at all for the coming banner, which is good. Since I get to pull more for Jurong when it does come. But, as I mentioned sometime in the middle of my previous stream, I actually do have an idea of who the variants are. Most of them I don't really care about, but one of them I'm somewhat keen on. They're probably going to be a 5-star though, so for those who missed it, but you know, who are peculiarly joining an 8 p.m. ET stream, I can just reiterate what those variants are. Did they show off the variants already? Was it? Wait, I didn't even see the picture. You know what? If they didn't already, fine. We can just talk about it if they already revealed the variants, without acting all hush hush about it. But yeah, I didn't actually see any of the art being talked about, or you know, any. Oh, the silhouettes. Yeah, they're in chibi form. But yeah, they're Gurumacala, not Gurumacala. I'm saying Gurumacala. That's because I'm seeing him. Not Gurumacala, or rather, Horus and Turing, and those are likely going to be 4 stars. The 5 stars are likely going to be Ulaanbaatar as well as Gongwei. So Gongwei, of course, is the one I'm looking forward to most. You've seen the translated blurb in the answer? The variants are pretty obvious, I see. Even if they are chibi, they're obvious, huh? Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to look at it because usually that beginning announcement that just has the banner or the blurb, as you call it, is kind of like useless information to me. Because like I'm not even going to be playing reading a fan translated event of it, so it does not matter what's happening in the event until it's officially translated for me. So welcome to Xeno and Laser Crow and J-Bear. Gongwei, Ulan, Turing, and Horse. I guess that's confirmed. I mean, I heard that maybe a couple of those might have been changed, but I feel like it might be too late to be changing it last second, so yeah, it's probably just gonna be those 4. Are you guys looking forward to any of those units? So for me, obviously I'm looking forward to Gongwei. I'm kind of into Horus just for their design. I did see them a bit for utility, but also just really like them. I did stop that seeding project ages ago, though, like way before even seed farm was even a thing. So kind of an echo of the past, but I'm still looking forward to looking at Horus art. I don't really care about Turing. I know he's like Genshin Impact, reincarnated in Cosmo, so I mean, that's actually part of the reason why I'm not a big fan of him. And I kind of think Ulam's sort of hot, although he's a bit of a meme at this point with all the Johnny Test and what's called Megas XLR memes. He's pretty corny on his story and degenerate and forward, and I like that though. Reawakening, or rather, making me discover for the first time how good a firefighter king could be. You're either gonna spend your last temple on either chasing Quantum or drawing Fushi. Well, you better decide soon because that Quantum banner is going to be disappearing tomorrow on the... Or actually, it might be disappearing. No, it should be tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. So the campaign actually ends tomorrow. It's not even a Friday on my time. Then it's gonna be a Thursday, but whatever. And that will also be the last time you can purchase the limited pick tickets. So keep that in mind. You really want to see Ulam? No, he's getting 4, and I failed FP at getting Jacob. That is unfortunate. I think I saw quite a few people talking about they wanted to get Jacob after they saw my short. Like, I know I glowed over him for that one strategy, but like, he only got like 3 stars in the end, I'm pretty sure, so I think people just wanted Jacob in first place and, wanted a reason to believe he wasn't completely passed. So they latched onto that and they're like, okay, time to dump all my stones on him. I mean, he's okay, but that hot pink is definitely a choice. When Johnny Test becomes hot, Whiplash. I got the new Discord user interface update. It's so bad that you had to pick up and download the old ATK. I don't think I've seen it yet. I didn't even realize there was a new user interface. You just like him, but you really give you the milk finger of the Lord. There. He probably will not be reprinting for quite a while, actually. That's pretty sad. Tough. I mean, I already redeemed Gurmakala. So there's like almost like no reason for me to pull on that banner anymore except for Yuri Tomo. And I guess I could borrow him. Same thing with Jacob. I do actually have a friend who's a big fan of Jacob, although he doesn't really like his variant that much. It's Salgus, one of the discussion partners, as you know. Oh no, fuck. Oh well. I didn't move back. But it's fine. Yeah, I'll probably pull for Valentine Yoritomo if he ever appears in some other banner. I'm likely to just skip him otherwise. You can put him on support whenever you put him twice. Oh, nice. Yeah, he's fun to use whenever I'm thinking of magic damage dealer teams. Because, I have a number of damage dealers now. I used to have a scarce amount, but what with Anvare's evolution and Kengo just being Kengo, and, I don't really have another 5-star magic damage dealer. I mean, we don't have too much spots for magic damage dealers besides those two. There's like 4 KO Kami's Onsen variant as well as Mountain Blower. I think those are like the only other ones that are also magic damage dealers. But I have forced ones like Grimagala, Flare Redeemed, as well as Tetsuwax. No, they're okay. It'd be ideal if I had my own Yoritomo with those, so I could just bring like a double, like, Valentine Blower or what's it called? Anbari. But yeah, Yoritomo is definitely a fun pick for me. I don't know if people really believe him as much as I do, but like, I'm a big fan of Yoritomo's kit just because it's like, you know, column clear design, column maps. This is something I noticed that just sort of happened once they started rolling them out more often. They kind of designed them so they'd be mixed and matched, so that some of them are kind of redundant with each other, wouldn't work well together, and others have features that are good and complement each other, but are missing other features. And so essentially, they're just like kind of jigsaw puzzle pieces that like fit together, some of them, but not really for other ones. And some combinations are better than others for certain quests. And I kind of like that design so that, you know, justifies variety in this one kind of paradigm. We don't really have that for magic damage dealers, but you know, they can act as column clears too, but specifically I'm talking about using magic damage dealers for wide map farming. Because it is the case that you can actually hit every unit on turn 1 onward with just magic damage dealers, provided, you know, you move one of them and ferry the other to the middle. And the only one that really synergizes in a team like that is Yoritomo, because everyone else, every other magic damage dealer, they have big damage on their own and they kind of don't interact at all with their allies. Like, you look at Anvari, the only thing he interacts with allies is just like the break, maybe, but that's just for himself, let's be real. And then there's going to be Kengo, which he has to move constantly just for his own damage to go up. He does like nothing for his allies except on charge for that limit, I guess. Level 1 limit. And then besides that, there's a Valentine Blower, which is also incredibly selfish and, you know, doesn't need to move. But not as tanky, but essentially they just kind of exist in their own field of, you know, I can shit on my own range without really complementing other magic damage dealers. And so there's like very poor team synergy right now with wide maps, unfortunately. So that's why I'm a big fan of Yoritomo's kit, but it might be the case that a lot of people just don't really believe that sort of potential that I do. So apparently we got an otter in Housamo. Yeah, I think it might be our first otter. He's, or she might actually, I'm not sure what gender they are, but whatever. Same thing as Quantum, I suppose. Bigger is gender. They're not my type, so I don't really care about it. Easy skip. Oh shit, no. Yeah.
さあガチ儲けのチャンスだぜ。引きずり込まれ。ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れぬように引きずる。
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れぬようにするのだぞ。揺れぬ。引きずり込まれ。ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れ揺れぬく。はい、
等しく。
海の男には惚れるなよ。やっべ、決まりすぎ。
さあガチ儲けのチャンスだぜ。引きずり込まれ。ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れぬようにする。揺れぬ。引きずり。
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。俺揺れぬ。はい。引きずり込まれよ。ガチで決めるぜ。俺から引きずり込まれ。我愛欲に打ち勝てる。見たか、俺がお前に落ちるのではない。俺がお前を落とすのだ。戦争に義士義足はつき。引きずり込まれ。ガチで決めるぜ。
Oh my god, how long have I been muted? You gotta tell me. Tell me how long I've been muted.
俺から離れ。
Okay, don't tell me it was like the entire stream. I'm gonna cry if it was literally the entire stream I was muted.
ガチで決めるぜ。
Like 3 minutes? Oh, okay, thank god. I probably just muted myself when I was drinking some water, and then I forgot about it.
俺から離れぬように揺れぬ。
Oh, what was I even talking about? Okay, so
引きずり込まれ。
no one sees my mouth moving apparently. Whatever. It's covered by my thick mustache.
俺から離れぬ。引きずり込まれ。はい。
Well, I'm glad you're vibing. But now I feel like a bit of a clown. What was I even talking about? Okay, one, I'm interested in hearing your feedback. I was actually elaborating on this a lot. I'm interested in hearing your feedback for the new formats I've been doing, such as both the highlights content as well as more recently and more intensely the format for Should You Pull as well as the accompanying shorts. For me, I spent a lot of time in working on them. And you know, it seems like it's worked out. I've increased my subscriber base as well as my viewership count by quite a lot. And I'm getting a bit more new viewers. Although honestly, the proportion seems to have gotten worse with subscribers increasing more than non-subscribers in terms of who watch my content. But other than that, it seems it's been mostly positive reception. But I'm still interested in hearing any, you know, feedback for improvement anywhere, because I've been kind of getting some inconsistent what's called feedback overall for where I could improve. When I first released those content formats for the Should You Pull stuff, I was told that maybe I was reading it too flatly or too professorly-like, and so I tried to improve that and change my script and, you know, try to, you know, imagine someone I was talking to while I was script reading. And then I also got feedback after about, you know, I might have been making too much jokes, or I might have been too degenerate, and then someone else hinted that my content's not quite as degenerate as, you know, they prefer, like it's Furikuri, and I was like, you know, what should I do? I mean, I'm definitely interested in hearing a variety of opinions. It's not like I can please everyone, but I'm still interested in hearing, you know, the different preferences of everyone. So if you guys have any feedback for improvement or just, you know, any positive comments as well for what you did like about it, I'm interested in hearing it for sure. Degenerate and Hosa. Yeah, I don't know. It's like my brand of humor. It's not like it's been, you know, something out of nowhere. So now I can script all my humor all the time. You love my new videos for unit reviews. Long videos of late have been getting a lot more engaging. Oh, you mean the full form ones where I combine them all at once? Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you can find it more engaging. That was my goal entirely. Before I first started, like, I kind of just, you know, defaulted to my streamer discussion mode of being as detailed as possible and, you know, spitting straight facts about how useful they are for gameplay. But based on the Professor Lee comment, I was told I was sounding like, I was getting the impression that maybe people were tuning out from how boring it was. So I started adding more humor and more, you know, relatability to my script. And then someone else just today, I read, was like, oh, I'm here to read about the unit reviews, not hear about like how Labe is full of a belligerent love from everyone's fans. And I was like, okay, make up your mind. God damn it. I mean, I know everyone's different. Degenerate enough? I'm not degenerate enough? Alright. So I should put on the pedal on my degenerate jokes. Even though someone just said it should go the opposite direction. Yeah, I don't even know. If you're lucky it was Christmas Jurong, 5-star earlier, you'll still continue pulling for Sacred Artifact if it's 200 or less. I don't think I will. I mean, my luck's been pretty horrendous this past year. I don't have the hubris of some people like fucking Harvey Kai's pulling for Labe's Sacred Artifact. I was like, fuck you for being able to get all that and also Jurong and all these other units. Listen, Labe is full of love and sticky cream goodness, right? I'm just spitting out facts. It's not like I'm lying. I'm not exaggerating. You think it's fine? Oh, okay. I also hear that feedback too, and I get a bit worried when I hear that feedback, honestly, just because it's... I sometimes just think that means indifference, but maybe it just means it's good and... Like, I don't know. I also need to be just, what's called aware of, you know, that base, or rather the ceiling of how much viewership I can really get for this sort of content. No matter how good I can get at the end of the day, it's still just a very specific gameplay discussion for a very specific game. But yeah, the other thing I was talking about was, while I was muted, I think, the Otter is not to my taste, really, so I'm gonna be glad to skip it. I am keen on getting, seeing Ulaanbaatar's kit and horses. I'm most looking forward to Ganges, but my like for Ganges is mostly degenerate. And I wouldn't mind missing him out. He's a fun character. It's not like he's touched me in a special way. I mean, I wouldn't mind him touching me in a special way. Tomorrow's a new Christmas event. Which is it starting tomorrow? What? I thought tomorrow. No, tomorrow's like. There's no way it's tomorrow. Maybe 2 days from now. But that's pretty close for tomorrow. It's 2 days from now? Seriously? God damn. Which means a new banner for Holy Knight Gangstar. Jiren, good luck. I am so thankful for the good luck that you're channeling towards me. Hopefully it actually comes my way. We're doing good for things. You're gonna love chapter 14 for farming, by the way. It's definitely a lot easier, and the drops are always tier 3 tiers. I've been spoiled a bit of what the gameplay is like, but you don't need to confirm what it is or what more details are. However, spoilers, which I did take intentionally for chapter 14, was actually the drop data, because tomorrow's Friday. Well, tomorrow here is going to be Thursday, but you get the idea. I guess you mean Japan time. But yeah, for chapter 14, I'm already fully aware of the drop data. Big thanks, in no small part, to Erta in chat right now. Are they pointing to it? Troy. Erta in chat has collected data for over 500 samples of each and every single free quest, and so because of that I was able to prepare a table which unfortunately is not linked right now. I really should update my description to have it But essentially, there's a new resource grinding sheet I've prepared that demonstrates what are the best quests for farming every type of resource. Chapter 14 is the best for blossoms, obviously, but Chapter 13 was nice to confirm was the best for. Chapter 13 was the best for seeds, given you're using boosters. Okay, so let's use our thing now. You're gonna, and good luck with Jurong this year. Truthfully, you might roll for Ulam. I mean, obviously I'd like to pull for that banner eventually, but I don't know. We'll see. Dang, ARA the Wiz. For real. Alright, let's not dilly-dally and use my attack seeds on the less cool Mugen. Mugen at home. How many seeds was that in total? Okay, we're good. Did not cap out. Our next target is going to be... these are a lot of stinkers to choose from. I guess I should do Faces. He does have double imp. Gross. Okay, game said no. We'll do it next time. We'll need to use our blossoms too, though. Walk-on? I already finished. Oh, you mean regular walk-on? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, we'll go ahead and toss our attack seeds on some Renfucks. Do I have normal walk-on 5? I don't. I don't have either of his 5s. I have Walter, the cooler walk-on, so it doesn't matter. That's fine. Why Gyobu? It's because I don't want to think too deeply about who I'm attack boxing, and I'm already committed to partially attack boxing him, so whatever. Now who do you use these larger ones on? Maybe... Eta is greater! There you go. Waku Waku. Give it to us. I actually did give some to Oz already. So my reasoning in these ranges, as you can see, is obviously there's a plus 1000 limit. I go up to plus 1070 for my tier 1 attack seeds, which is why you can see there's like just a bunch of people between 1000 and 1070. And then from there, between 1070 and like 1300-ish, I use tier 2s. Every button above tier or 1300-ish, I only exclusively use like attack tier 3 by then, which obviously I'm not farming, which is why, you know, there's just a bunch that are very close but not actually committed to yet. But yeah, Oz is right here, and I need some tier 2s for him. Did we use a lot of blossoms? I already lost track. We still have 2 more. We'll toss it on. Rotate again. Whatever. It just works out that I skill seeded Eito just for this farm for his 4-star, since I already have his 5-star too, which is quite strong. And even though he is essentially just nomad at home. Like, don't get me wrong, I do think nomad is better, but like everyone just refuses to look at Eita's Zors just because, you know, nomad exists, and also because Eita is Eita. Oh, I have an increased right count. Neat. I should use that. I'll be looking for people to add some other time later. That's the sun. The headcanon. Nomad at home. When was Nomad's banner again? It was 2 years ago during Showdown, which released the year before Gangstar. So it won't be printing again this year. I won't pull for him anymore. I kind of poked for him pretty hard last time we printed and reprinted, but it's like mostly utility, and that utility is not as relevant anymore since people have moved on from chapter 13 farming anyways. And also because, as you can see, I'm perfectly contained right now. But yeah, Christmas Nomad, not Island Nomad. Please never use Island Nomad.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜ。さあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ。
ついてこい。勘違いをす。引きずり込まれ。ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れぬように。
Is it really releasing in 2 days? Damn. And here I thought I could get a break. See, I was hoping to have the weekend off a bit. To take my time with, you know, releasing the rest of the shorts, or rather, you know, rendering the rest of the shorts. I only have it up until like Saturday, I believe, early Saturday morning for the last short I have scheduled. But for the rest, that is, say, all the platinum choices as well as some of the 5 stars and 4 stars from the limited pick. I still haven't rendered the shorts yet. So I guess I'll need to be working on that. And also, I was hoping to, like, prepare the script and recording for the gangster units in advance. So, you know, Jurong and Fushi and Simorg, Bertro and Tita. I already do have their footage, actually. I recorded it a long time ago, but I don't have the script written yet. Island Nomad is just a regular Nomad new game plus. That is definitely a hot take. I don't even remember what Island Nomad does. The thing is, I actually remember what regular Nomad does because he had an Evo, which I bet most people have already forgotten. It has an expanded movement as well as at 100% HP, he gives crit to himself as well as a chance to crit to allies left and right. I actually did use him for farming briefly. My choices were that bad, but I used him for farming in the Chapter 12 HP seed quest. Thankfully that ended because I don't farm for HP seeds that far. Just to max mob when the Nicholas puts in there.
俺から離れぬように揺れぬ。引きずる。
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れぬようにするのだぞ。
No, what am I doing? You know, when you become self-aware and then suddenly your movements become a bit too pronounced and everything just goes wrong.
俺から引きずり込む。やめよ、揺らすな。夢ガチだ。
等しく沈め。
悪くないな。このままぬいぐるみ商戦という闘争にいっそ興じてみてやるか。戦争に義士義足はつきも。引きずり込まれる。ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れぬように引きずり。
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。
Yeah, once I'm done the evaluations for Christmas, the new Christmas units as well as Gangster, I'm just looking forward to taking a breather. It's done a lot of non-stop video production and shorts making and now live streaming and
俺から離れ引きずり込む。
That's a break. I can I'm actually planning on working on some other special video before the end of the year on top of that, but other than that, yeah, I'll probably celebrate Christmas with friends in real life. You can take a breathe and give your fanfic a read. Oh my god, I actually forgot about that. It's been so long since you sent it. But yeah, as you can see, I'm still in the middle of this heat of a lot of things to be done, so, you know, I did not lie. I was working on a lot of things when he sent me that. And it still is going on, but yeah, I'll definitely give it a read when I have that free time. I'm looking forward to it.
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れ揺れぬく。
No way, Jurong Christmas has synergy with Masashi. Fuzzy?
海の男には惚れるなよ
I mean, there's blessing, strengthening synergy, I guess. That's pretty much it. I don't get it.
引きずり込まれる
ガチで決めるぜ
I don't know what Jurong does besides his forward wipe and his blessing strengthening. Like Mugen and to like. What's the range of that? Allies 2 square radius around.
ガチで決め
Diamond radius matters.
揺れん
He has like his advanced effects on charge. That's like what his main kit's built around. And he like builds a bit of CP when he attacks some units with his thrust range, I guess. But other than that, I don't really know how else he synergizes with Musashi.
引きずり込まれる
Blessing strengthening, yes, diamond radius. I mean, defensively, if you want, I guess it'll work out. I'll make him a more reliable partner for healing and defense than Nobumichi, anyways.
どこで稼ぎまくるんだ
I forget his rate for blessing. I'm not sure if it's guaranteed.
引きずり込まれる
ガチで決めるぜ
俺から離れぬように揺れぬ
I can't be expected to remember so much of a kit that I never got, nor actually got a chance to use much.
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ
俺から離れぬようにするの
So what did you guys think of the Valentine Tango review, as well as the Lab
引きず
review?
り込まれる
I've been...
ガチで決めるぜ
Harvey came up to me and said some pretty slanderous things.
俺から
just
離
like-
れぬように揺れぬ
He was implying without directly saying that Lab maybe should have gotten 5 stars instead. And he was also saying that, like, wow, I can't believe you'd give Tango, what, 4.5 stars. That's, like, too much, or something like that.
笑いが止まらんぜ
And then he, like, went on to say that my videos are becoming more like Puri-Kuri, which is the most slanderous thing you could say to me. Like,
さあ
Jesus.
ガチ冒険のチャンス
But, like,
引きずり込まれる
what do you want? Those are...
で決めるぜ
It's like, one, I'm being too, like, not generous for his favorite character, and 2, I'm being not generous, or I'm being too, you know, harsh on a character he never uses, and 2, I'm being,
ガチで決めるぜ
he doesn't use Kengo, and I don't really use Lab, and then he's, like, upset in both ways that the rating doesn't match his rating. And it's like, even though he only disagrees by, like, half a star, like that. I know he's biased, but, like, I'm just wondering if I think you guys felt the same way.
ガチで
Well,
決めるぜ
this is presupposing you guys actually have a good handle of the kits already on your own terms. 60% chance both after moving and not moving. I see. Wait, this is so funny. Masashi has a slightly better blessing.
男には惚れるなよやべ
Blessing best than Christmas charm? Oh, bestow. Sorry, it's freaking thing is blocking my chat.
ついてこい勘違いをす引きずり込ま
Yeah, it's. I mean,
ガチで決めるぜ
I'm not the one saying that they synergize each other. You are, so
れる揺れぬ
it's definitely a combination of it together. And or at least you don't have to move either, so you can commit to some other mover in the end.
ガチで決めるぜ
俺揺れぬ
But yeah, like it's one thing to disagree with my ratings. That's fine, because it's like ultimately
引きずり込ま
my ratings are not the end all be all. I have like only a limited amount of time I can give to really read everyone's kits as well as give them out a try on game. But I do give it. I wasn't paying attention. Oh my god! No!
任せろい
No!
逆走お待ちを
Okay.
任せろい
青二歳どもを教育して
So I was saying, I only have a limited amount of time to collect footage and
お前に落ちるのでは
test
な
out
い
every single character as well as footage. But I do test out every character. I don't just shit talk them without, you know, releasing it. Except for the Battle of the Bells units, but we don't talk about that. It's very evident or kind of whatever. And also no one had them up.
俺から離れるようにするのだぞ
It's another thing to call me, you know, becoming more like Kuri. Like, come on, like seriously? Like, you might disagree my ratings by like half a star or something, but like, Jesus Christ, seriously? Do not compare me to that.
揺れぬ
Like, I worked my ass off to actually understand all the units. I know it might not seem like it was my writing and my editing was making it as related as possible, but come on, I've been making these discussions for like 10 million years now. Like, I'm the one who led these discussions and have invited you guys to them and took notes on everyone while everyone takes notes on their own characters. Or You know, even though we divide it into parts for discussions, I'm the one who... I make sure to write notes for everyone, not just my own. It's like, come on. Except for last discussion, because I was really tired. But it's just really frustrating that no matter what I do, I'm gonna be criticized to like an unreasonable level. Like, productive criticism is helpful, but like, can't be fully that's a slur. So you think 4.5 on Kenko is actually good. As long as we agree, Oz is still the best unit in the game as well. Yeah, I think Harvey forgot because he said that Welcome to Mugen was the only unit I gave 5 stars. That's not true. The first unit I gave 5 stars was actually Oz. Although it is a bit forgettable just because it wasn't in the very first Bastion Mage, which was a bit scuffed and inexperienced, as it should be for, you know, something that I was still working on as a format. Isn't there a better Blossom quest than Chiyoda? Yes, there is. Oh my gosh. He doesn't have chapter 4. Okay, so 1, I don't play untranslated content, so that's ultimately the main reason why I'm only doing chapter 13. I know that sounds like a big L for me, but it's not the worst thing because of a few reasons. Chapter 13, 2, compared to chapter 14, it has a worse seed drop rate as well at base. But when you're using seed boosters, because chapter 14 only drops a maximum 2 while chapter 13 drops a maximum 3, chapter 13 ultimately has a greater seed drop rate if you're using seed boosts, which is actually my goal. And I'm currently planning to seed as much units as I can, down to those in particular. And 4, there's a new seed booster right now, so I can enjoy 4 seed boosters for this farm, really maximize the potential. Whereas with the chapter 14 Blossom farm, which is the best quest for farming Blossom right now, you can only get 3 Blossom boosters doing right now. So it's like, the same thing happened when chapter 13 was untranslated. I was doing chapter 12 while they were doing chapter 13, and I had to suffer through all the miserable farming of Ramu with the slow effects and not having the good units. But I have like guild affiliations now with this instant clear and these skipped effects, and that has made this farm a lot more tolerable. It's just a lot more efficient for seed farming now. I have very accessible choices for Anniversary. As you can see, I'm using River Shiva, which I redeemed from Anniversary, and Anbari, which from the grab bag battles I pulled it before that point, and Eta, which I'm sure a lot of people have by now just before chance. But yeah, it's in the end it's like all copium because, you know, Blossom would be nice to have, but I can't completely hate it because this is like probably the best time to farm seed right now. Seed farming has never been as good as now with all the units we have, and there will never be a better seed quest than this one, most likely, because, you know, it's already getting worse in chapter 14, and I can only imagine like being removed entirely seeds at some point. In fact, I feel like the chapter 15 quest might even have a chance of not having blossoms, but don't hold it totally on that. I'm guessing if it doesn't have blossoms, they'll just do certificate drops, but we'll see. Summer Wave is probably the best unit to come out this year. Vigor and Otter spread is absolutely ridiculous, and the gut strengthening looping is just overkill. He's an absolute 5-star in everything. The only reason I didn't give him a 5-star overall rating, even though I think he's good in everything, is because this is something you can only really say if you really know all of the units in the game. Labe, for how amazing he is at every piece of content in the game, he is like almost completely replaceable in every sense, because since I know like all the units in the game, I know that his roles he fills like is done like by many other units, whether it's local amp without moving, or board wide amp without moving, or column clearing, or guts memes. There's like many other units that do that. You have many alternatives to achieve any of these roles. The one special thing that Labe does is he is able to do all these things all at the same time. And that makes him good for all those quests, of course, but it doesn't make him unique, which is why I'm only giving him 4.5 stars, because he's like, it removes that must-have factor, because it's like, you can live without Labe ultimately, because there are other options for board-wide amps, such as Waka Mugen, which is just much better in terms of raw numbers, or column clearing, which, do I need to go over the millions of examples of column clears, or local amp, There's a ton of those. Some of them that move, like Lianin. Some have some amps that you don't need to move, like Housamo. Yeah, there's just a lot of. Pretty much every single role Lape has is replaceable. That's the only reason why I'm only holding out as a 4.5 rather than 5-star. Waka Mugen on the other hand has the exclusive ability to share all his buffs, which has the exclusive privilege of sharing Super Glint from Smoky God, and has the exclusive privilege of getting that guaranteed, and making Oz's wipe guaranteed, and working with. Yeah, there's just so much synergies that work with Waka Mugen, so that Waka Mugen works with every quest. Plus, does something extremely unique that opens up new things on the table. But yeah. Actually, I do think there is one unit I'd give a 5-star from this year. The one unit I'd give a 5-star that released this year would be Oscar. He's probably the strongest board wiper in the game right now. In terms of just permanent uptime with extreme damage. It's kind of ridiculous. And also the Entertainer's affiliation that you can just invest hard on is like all range permanently, whether it's on his charge or on his regular attack. Yeah, so it's like hyper excessive. I don't think there's any other board wiper that is as on point as Oscar, which is why I think he's pretty unique in that sense. Yeah, I talk about that. I'm gonna read this for a second. Summer Lape or Summer Behemoth? Summer Behemoth is only good if you are planning to use Shiva strats, and you better be careful with Shiva strats. If you don't have your own Shiva, then you can't really take advantage of affiliations, as you know, which will make Shiva a lot weaker. So it's very important you have your own Shiva. Otherwise, you might be able to do some charge beams with Behemoths without Shiva that are, still somewhat strong, but they're never. Right now, I don't think there's any really good choices besides Shiva for your instant board wipes. Unless you're using like 2 Behemoths or a Behemoth and Ryota or something. But at that point, you're using 2 units just for 1 unit to charge. But yeah, Shiva strats are very good for that. Regular Shiva, not the Summer River Shiva. So Summer Lake probably has more general utility. Summer Behemoth though, besides his big charge fill, he's still good without Shiva just because he's probably the strongest boss killer in the game in terms of like both range and excessive amount of damage. Which, I know boss killing isn't too important right now, but like the fact that you can do it in snipe range and you can invest in Summoner's CP so you can start with 100 is just kind of stupid. Of course, that investment will take a long time, but I feel like it'll be very much worth to invest in Summoner just because the team exists. Along with every mob being that. Summer Lave, only way for Summer Lave to be better is he gave a limit when he was low in health. I mean, come on, he's already OP as fuck. I'm down. Also, about to say your favorite joke. Walk on Shiva, Oz, Lave, Behemoth. All good units and no shorts. Shirts. Oh, no shirts, rather. That was the correct term. Oh, LifeWonders, please, no more good units. That's granted, Summer Boogeyman. Shut up! The pain. Lave, in your opinion, is a good unit who elevates the team around him. He doesn't just cheese few fights like Oz and Kengo can. I think Lave has overall better utility for team building, but as a... what's it called? As a solo carry, I don't fully believe him. I know some people make him work with his guts cheesing, and I know I've seen videos of it. It seems like you have to rely on some rates, which I can't fully trust, though. I feel like I trust Kengo more, but this is personal experience bias because I've used Kengo over and over again in the past for dungeon clearing. Because Kengo's actually one of the most optimal supports for farming dungeons if you're leveling a bunch of units without the EXP boosters, or without a Ment run rather, so spreading it across all your units. I can elaborate more on that, but it's pretty specific. So if you want, just let me know if you want. Yeah, Kengo is unique because unlike, well, I feel like he can better solo carry, and solo carrying is still important if you're starting out in the game, right? Like, Shiva requires a lot of investment, and Lave requires a full team of good units to really maximize. But Kengo, right out of the box, has huge impact for any new player. And, some team building... Of course, teams are always going to be stronger than solo carries, but I'm not gonna disregard how strong solo carries are just because of that.
引きずり込む
Oscar's bouncer is like real. I'll probably pull from him a bit more if I get him again, but then again, or if he reprints again. But then again, I have Summer River Shiva, so temptation is drastically reduced as a result.
やべ決まりすぎ
Alright, let's use our thingies. You've been using him in Oz for your farming, and they just delete boards. Yep. I mean, Oscar and Oz? What? Oh, Oz and Attacker, I see. With the all-range strengthening, or weakening rather. Give me a second before I read more. Let me just pick a buck here to attack seed. I would attack seed Behemoth if I actually had his variant, but I don't, so whatever. I guess we can do. What's the space? Barong. Currently going over ARs to see what's a great one for Masashi. Pretty much any that Suga benefits off of, he benefit off from too for the CP. Also, Oscar is unaffected by Bind and Skill Lock. I don't remember him being resistant. Is that really true? Well, that's quite handy if that is the case. You are obsessed. I mean, that was no surprise. You use Summer Oz with Fashionista Walk-On with Arsalan Avarge. Congrats on having that, by the way. Here, go to Board Breaker. I have that AR, but I barely got a chance to use it. I feel like I would have been using it more often if I had Shiva sooner. But now that I have a Totem IT, it like doesn't matter. Or rather, I always have Totem IT. But now that the strategy was Exodi of Walk-On Tonka Mugen exists with Oz and Smoky God, bring Totem IT in, she just deletes all mechanics including defense buffs. So like, that's kind of my go-to now for challenges. We'll go ahead and toss these blossoms on someone now. Usha. I really should commit to finishing these up to 1270 rather than doing this partial blossom shit I'm doing. Let's do that instead. I'll work with Krisnik over here. Yus can go all the way until Summer Oz came out. Yeah, so as you can see, he is quite the solo carry. Team building is complicated. It's worth the effort, but it's also like, we can't honestly expect every player to play this game for the team building and all that. Like, people start playing this game for the horny husbandos, and some people play it kind of sarcastically without raising their nose and thinking the gameplay is, you know, shit because it's just a kid sliding game or some shit like that. But, you know, I enjoy it unapologetically. I'm not gonna, you know, shit talk it just because it resembles that. But for some people, you can't change their mind about that, and so units like Kasuga and Lianin or Kengo are better for them, where they don't have to think, because, you know, they're gonna complain how the game's shit until they can't beat it, and then the game's like stupidly hard, and then they don't want to think, essentially. Which is fine, because all their blood from their brain has gone to their dick instead when playing this game, as expected. Do I not have any more? Yeah, I don't. He's immune to bind skill and double lock? Huh. Yeah, Oscar OD. So yeah, Oscar would actually be my only 5-star I'd rate for the year. But, you know, the fact that we're getting any 5 stars at all for the year is good. Because, like, what's it called? I mean, technically, Wakan Tonka Mugen got his Evo this year that made him 5-star. Well, I'm rating it as if it's a legitimate thing, but that I'd rate him 5-star for. But yeah, this year has been pretty good, despite there only being one unit, or, you know, a 5, or like being one of the strongest in the game, and then another getting an Evo that made them the strongest in the game. Overall, quite solid. Great. Let's continue. You like how Housamo is very flexible in its team setups. What synergies work and don't. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. They only started really doing that suddenly with column players. Just imagine me. A side thought, just imagine me as that meme where, you know, I'm the kid in the corner of the party holding a glass cup, and everyone's like dancing with his partner. And I'm just like, they don't know I termed column pairs. Because they actually did invent the term complicators. No one actually knows that. I never pointed that out until just now. It just became a thing because you can't. No one can deny anymore. It's a whole paradigm that LifeWonders designs around. Having units that are dedicated to just clearing the column, and then now LifeWonders has designed them to be mix and matchable, so they can help the people beside them, or give them utility like piercing or more amp, or sometimes having extended movement, things like that. Very cool. So yeah, the team building in this game is the fact that we can have like hundreds of complicators and we're not just shoehorned into the same 5, 4, 3. Speaks volumes of how good they've got the game's balance going for the relevant quests they have up. As for board wipers, the diversity is getting there. There's not nearly as much diversity for board wipers. Pretty much every single board wiper that's worth using is a 5-star, and most of the board wipers that are 5-stars still aren't worth using. It's only a few of them. Like, for example, Hastur. But still, they're getting there for the diversity for board wipers. What was like, you can... It seems there's like a few different ways you can achieve every turn board wipes. One, you can commit to using Shiva, his regular variant, for the buff clears. That has a weakness of not really being ampable, but it's pretty good at countering like all mechanics. Except for revival, that is. There's regular or his variant here, which only works for 3 turns, which makes him pretty much only usable for free quest farming, not really usable for dailies or some challenges, but not all. And then there's Oz, who has that unreliable built-in, and also it's a bit weaker just because it's not based on charge but on regular attacks. And then there's that. They really need to invest more in that kind of a 1-2-3 setup. There's still not too many options to make that work. You got Perrin for turns 1, 4, etc. And then you got Zhurong for turns 2. Christine and Yuma for turn 1 only. It's like their turn 2 and turn 3 options are very weak right now. But the fact that we have this much diversity, it's getting there for board wipers for sure. Slowly but surely. But they've recently moved beyond... I want to take a moment on the stream to start talking about a new topic, since we're already on it anyways. The paradigms that LifeWonders has been rolling out. So this is a practice and gameplay design that, is never explicit, but I noticed it immediately because I always read every single kit and think about the grander scheme of things. And it seems they've been releasing these paradigms in kind of waves. We didn't see like too many common players this past year, for example, besides like maybe Boogie, but not really. But yeah, it seems the paradigms they've been releasing step by step in order was 1, common players maybe like 2 years ago, 2, board wipers 1 year ago, and this year they started releasing more board-wide amp, and that's like what complements those board wipers, but as well as common players. And kind of later in this year, they also started rolling out a new kind of paradigm entirely, which is tanks that don't need to move. Because if you remember, pretty much every tank in year 1 or year 2 or year 3 even, they needed to move in order to like provide defense for their allies. And if they did have a non-moving skill, it's like only at 60 or 70% does like mech man ability. But now we have like Yobu that like has 100% tenacity stuff without moving, or Yamasa Kyoko with protection to allies adjacent as well as himself without moving every move phase end, or Gongle who gives protection to all his allies and himself without moving. It's ridiculous that we have tanks that can just stand there menacingly and just provide that much defense utility. So it's very good that LifeWonders has committed to investing in that. I'm excited to see what paradigm they'll invest in next, but those are the paradigms I've noticed that they kind of tunnel towards. The plan D use seems to be good. It gives an instruct strengthening buff when appearing. I mean, it's a countdown game. The Obstruct is not something I'll come across all the time. It can be good in NCR, but its main weakness is Obstruct is not getting me in like majority of quests. team building options in this game is something you really love about it. Especially some of the silly options that may not necessarily be good or practical, but hey, the game lets me do it. Yeah, some units are designed to be silly, not really useful. Fucking nausea. I gave them a 0-star rating strictly because of their practical use, but yeah, in terms of like silliness, they'd rate pretty highly. Quantum is also kind of a weird case like that. I mean, Quantum could be good theoretically, for main content and all that, but they're also kind of way too complicated to be worth using, in my opinion. Like, you have to remember so many abilities on both their on and off turns, and then you're gonna be like remembering that on top of the enemy's abilities, and it's just kind of a hot mess in my opinion. Oh wait, the Otohime and Yamasuko AR has evasion piercing. That would be nice for Masashi. Yeah, that's the only evasion piercing AR that Snake units can equip. Which is why it's a pretty good AR. I don't have it. That's the only evasion piercing one I don't have. Well, you don't think you have it? Yeah. The silly zone nausea. I'm getting silly with Christmas Ose. I don't think Ose qualifies as silly in terms of fun gameplay, but okay. Another unit I think is both practical and silly is Gurungach. Like, it's so stupid what he does, but it's like you can exploit it at its most, like with Jacob. But it's pretty bad very often times. I tried to get footage with Punishers a lot whenever they release, and I naturally pair them with Gurungach. Sometimes I forget what quest I'm in, and he ends up being extremely bad for a lot of quests, because then it's like the enemy can just give you extremely powerful your entire team like fear or like break or a countdown or some stupid ass bullshit like that. Skill lock especially is annoying, and normally you can avoid it, but with Golden Gotch you just can't. It's funny. You can build teams around the Yogi units. It's fun. You remember the way I had to swipe on stream? No, forget you ever saw that. That was so bad. But it was funny, right? It was so funny. That's like an L that I'm glad I took. Very nice memory to have about Golden Gotch being fucking stupid. Unfortunately, your Yogi does not have an affiliation yet, so you can build around them, but I'm not sure about the strength. I don't really think there's any strong Yogi units. It sounds like Miniaki with odds. Even that Tower Monkey exists, so... that's why I didn't recommend Miniaki, well, one of a few reasons. I think he's still pretty good to have for Oz, but just with our options on with Tower Monkey. Hi, do you accept your Lord and Savior, Blaha Christ? Of course I do. I'll accept both MEPs of them. One here and the other there. One of them 2 times fixed damage mattered. I mean, fixed damage can matter if you're trying to cheese things. That's pretty much the only time fixed damage matters on your side, because usually you can just get away with scaling damage. The only time you really can't avoid it is when they have like damage resistance straight up, but even then, that's usually only temporary or avoidable. It can be a pretty good move if you have like Kushi with Countdown, Oz, and Shino, and now Quantum, or Jurong. Vulcan 5 is actually a cornerstone for the team, because ironically he's been the best mover of the batch with the skill evolution. He does have that omnidirectional movement, so that can help, but he only like has Prawn, doesn't he? And Combo, I guess. You won't be talking much, but you don't have much to talk about. It's okay, I can do some talking. Wow, Christmas Virtual likes working with Christmas Jurong, since he has busting strength that gives him an attack up by 2.5, but has natural I mean, we talked about that in stream, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. Virtual is someone we just remember permanently in our mind because he has one of the self-expressing abilities. That's actually good. The last time he used fixed damage strats was for boss Jurong on some quests.
ガチで決めるぜ
Yeah, that was a fun quest to do. I did a different strategy that was kind of silly for that, but I'm not getting into it. You can just watch my video and read my comments if you're interested.
ガチで決める
He
ぜ
gives evasion to his left and right, along with brawn and acceleration. Oh, the defense acceleration. Acceleration is not useful. That means you should try to pick him up for Masashi team for real. You're really looking at all your blessing options right now, huh?
悪くないな。このままぬいぐるみ商戦という闘争にいっそ興じてみてや
Well,
る
you can always bring a Christmas Nomad. I think he'd be the strongest pair. I know I said he'd be really good with, what's it called?
戦争に義士義足は
Ata, which he is, because he can amp that damage and deal with evasion. But Nomad can do that too, and also he has the ability to, what's it called? Bestow blessing to his allies left and right. I'm not sure if he does it to himself too, but I remember it's at least left and right. It might be to himself too also. So, and I think it's game people.
ガチで決めるぜ
揺れぬ
My go-to Christmas retro tag partner is Yoshito. Spreads blessing and frees it for good synergy.
ガチで
Yoshito
ガ
gives
チ
a
で
blessing.
決める
Well, I
ぜ
guess he's a Kenshi.
俺からは揺れぬく
Listen, we don't play for efficiency, we take what we can get while role-playing. By the way, I left something on Discord. I noticed, I mean, I haven't actually checked the message yet, but... Is it important?
見た
Sure,
か
I'll check it out.
俺がお前に落ちるのではない俺がお前を落とすのだついてこい勘違いをす引きずり込ま
ガチでガチで決めるぜ
れ俺から離れ引きずり
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ
揺れぬ
Thank you for sharing, Share Bear. I might share that in my community post later.
む等しく沈む
Or at least some version of it. Thanks for
ガチ
reminding me.
で決めるぜ
俺からは揺れぬく
You're also looking how valuable it would be to pull on Christmas Strong Banner so far, and you're liking what you're seeing. Oh, I see. Christmas Nomad would be ideal though, yeah.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜさあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ
ついてこい勘違いをす引きずり込ま
ガチで決めるぜ
俺から離れ揺れぬ
That's not the only thing I invented though. I don't talk about it because I
等しく
mean,
沈む
it's not like I don't like toot my own horn, but it's just like the moment never comes up. I also invented the original Shiva strategy. No one knows this because it's just like been democratized now. But that strategy was Christmas Ryota and Shiva. I was the first one who came up with it. I was not the first one to use it though because I didn't have Shiva. But
俺から
the reason why I came up with it was because Irby was trying to figure out a setup for Shiva, and I just told him straight up just use Ryota because apparently no one else thought about that at the time. But yeah, I pioneered a lot of things in this game, and without credit, I just let it go and let it happen.
どこで稼ぎまくるんだ
That's no. I think I used one too many drinks, or maybe I used one too little drinks. Yeah, I think I used one too little drinks. Let's go back in. No, this is the wrong node. What do we start with? 56, so we should be ending with 50 this time. You're assuming Nomad Banner will reprint this year? No. The answer is no. So, why would it reprint this year? Reprint last year. No, I'm wasting efficiency here by freaking out and forgetting when I stopped.
さあガチ
Oh god, you just realized that Oscar did come out this year. It feels like he came out forever ago.
ガチで決める
I
ぜ
mean, yeah, there was this huge nothing period after new semester came out. I don't even remember what happened. It's like a giant blur.
揺れぬ
Oh yeah, it was chapter 14 campaign, I guess. It's kind of annoying
等
making.
しく沈む
ガチで決めるぜ
You remembered that Licho summer walk-on strat? I remember that too. I did not invent that. I mean, I did think about doing something like that, but believe it or not, even though that Evo came ages after Licho released, I still didn't have Licho 4 at the time, so I couldn't really experiment. And also, I didn't have walk-on, Fashionista walk-on either, so... And I didn't have, Takamaru either, which gave evasion every time.
引きずり込
I mean, it was just like thoughts in my mind, but it's
等しく
kind of just like I was roadblocked from really even caring about it just because I didn't have Licho.
海の男
I
に
don't remember anything these last few months.
や
Yeah,
べ
it's been all blur with all this video editing. Wow, actually, Christmas Noah does not work with Masashi if you want to keep his huge 3 weakness rows up. His HP drain should only be 2 units left and right, shouldn't it? Not 2 units behind him, unless I'm mistaken. Because I feel like that's what you're referring to. So as long as like Masashi is behind Nomad and not left or right of him, it should be fine. Fair, but then Masashi doesn't get piercing, but everyone else does, so it bounces out. I mean, yeah, obviously. Also, Masashi does a shit ton of damage on his own, so like even if Masashi doesn't get damage, actually never mind. He won't be able to do damage if he doesn't evasion piercing. Well, you'll just have to make do since he does amp Nomad's damage a bit, and you can find some other units to amp up Nomad's damage. As is the case that you had to do anyways for him. But yeah, what other things did I invent? I'm pretty sure I invented quite a lot of things in this game. I will now reveal now. Let's pull back the curtains of how much this game runs on my strategy. Just Shiva strats, yeah. The term column clearing, as well as the idea of column clearing. Well, maybe not the idea of column clearing, but I mean, I was like one of the earliest ones to use fucking 2D only, so that's gotta count for something. For the very earliest of grinds, while seeing the worth of Araki. There was also what's it called? Wide maps and tall maps. I invented that term so that we don't have to call it like the fucking 5x4 maps or the 3x6 maps. Yeah, I just call them the wide maps and tall maps. Large maps and small maps for the other sizes. And we made it. You thought that 3-minute video translation would never end. Congratulations on finishing up with that. I'll check out your other stuff later. But I'm currently just talking about all the things I invented in Toast, revealing the truths about how this game relies on my strategy. I mean, drink stuff you'll see in a bit. But yeah, right now, I talked about how I invented Shiva strats. I also talked about how I invented the term column clear. And, you know, the idea of mixing and matching column clears. I also talked about, you know, pointing out how paradigms have existed in Housamo. Only recently, within the past 3 years. Starting with column clears, and they started releasing more board wipe units. And then this past year, they released the board wide amp. And then more recently, they started releasing non-moving tanks. I like it in finding these things. I did invent Shiva strats. You were the first one to use it, and I was the one who told you how to use Shiva strats. Remember? You're like, oh, dude, what do you use with Shiva? And I told you use Ryota. That's what happened. Did you not remember? Did you not remember? It was me who told you that. Jeez. I may not have ever used Shiva strats in its original time, but I invented them. Jeez. Heartfelt to swallow. It's in the Discord receipts! It's right there! Just search, like, you asking about Shiva or me mentioning X-Ryota in the Kumquat server. Jeez. Are we in his gaslight era? Denying my ownership over Shiva? Oh yeah, I also, this isn't really a thing yet, but you know, I've also been hoping, I've mentioned several times now, I've been hoping that LifeWonders would lean into wide map farming through magic damage dealers, and also I did move beta because I'm not paying attention. It's okay, we'll take that L. Oh, extended movement. Bullshit. Wait. Meta is greater.
はぬいぐるみ商戦という闘争にいっそ興じてみてやるか。
I might have been the first one who pointed out that Kurugane just drains all the HP on coin scuffles. So yeah, I pointed out the best strategy for that. I'm also the first one who I noticed some people, this is only just recently, but I know some people following my lead with this. A bunch of other people started bringing Envari to us as well on support, as well as in their lineup for free quest farming. But I did that first, just saying. Everyone was doubting me when I was bringing like Welcome Talking Mugen with Envari and Oz and all that. And no, I need that coin. First one to drop coin scuffles forever. Now what am I choosing here? Right, first off, let's choose who to attack seed. And we will work on Barong. Alright. Also, you can go back search on the Discord server, the Samocord server, for column clear. And you'll see I'm the first person who ever brought it up. Alright, Barong is Bardong. I don't know where that was going. Look at all these mid users of damage that don't really do damage. I don't see Claude. Whatever. I have him. I have his 5-star. Never mind. Alright, let's choose some units to Blossom. Hastur. Oh yeah, I could work on him next. I have his 3-star. I'm actually missing a lot of limited units this year though because I didn't pull too hard for ARA. Hopefully, you know, I can catch them on the reprint, but that is the right. There you go. Yeah, I've been saving for Jurong essentially. So I only got 3-star Fafnir and I didn't get Masashi or Quantum. So that's gonna be annoying to get all these limited units again. So whenever Valentine's comes out, I'm gonna have to wait for the reprint to get a bunch of those limited units. My last chance to get Jurong though. I don't think I'm gonna be super big on saving as I was this year. I didn't even save that much, but I should probably purchase monthly pack 1 again. I did it last month and I should do it this month just in case. Don't forget grab bag. I mean, I always do that just for funsies every year. I'm not in a good economic state right now. Definitely had better times of income as opposed to not being employed right now. But, you know, I saved a lot of money this year because of that. It's like, I get to spoil myself at least at one point of the year, right? I don't go out to eat very often. I don't splurge on groceries or, you know, do Uber Eats or any shit like that. I don't buy extravagant things, so besides the occasional video game. So I'm gonna treat myself out. I need to hurry up. I'm wasting time! I could be using this time to farm! What am I doing? I'm gonna take all my fucking seed. But yeah, I started with 56, and as you saw, I'm at 50 now. So, as predicted... Is this predicted? I feel like I was going a lot more last time. I got 6 over the past hour, which is okay. I think I got 19 last time, over 3 hours.
さあガチ儲けのチャンスだぜ。
引きずり込ま
ガチで決めるぜ。
れ俺から離れぬように揺れぬ。引きずり
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ。
But yeah, I'm glad you're here, Irby, because you didn't hear me mauled over fucking Harvey's comment from earlier. Comparing me to fucking Furukuri of all people. Like, Jesus Christ. I do all these terms, pioneer so many strategies, you know, discover and find so much categories of gameplay, take all the footage and actually test out every single unit, do all this extra effort and seed everyone because I actually play with everyone. And then you're gonna like, oh, I disagree with your rating with Live and Nothing Tango, and your animations and humor is like Furukuri. Come on, dude. Do not slander me like this. I work hard specifically. The reason why it's actually upsetting me a lot is because I mentioned this before. A very strong reason why I started making all this video output was specifically because Alien Trick, aka Furukuri, was releasing a lot of questionable information, sometimes straight up misinformation, when it came to his own analysis videos. And those are the ones that blew up, not the discussions I've been doing all this time, but his videos that were poorly researched, evidently, and poorly tested out. Calling Labe a mid-unit, like, what the fuck? Seriously, people actually believed Labe wasn't good. And it's like, seriously? And that fucking Horikami just did so much healing, like, oh my god. Well, that is true, you couldn't find receipts for Shiva, therefore one was disgusting. What do you mean you couldn't find receipts for Shiva? Just look up when I mentioned Ryota. Just to scroll up why I'm mentioning them, it's because you asked for Shiva things. I distinctly remember you were trying to make something work with Zabania at the time, and as you know, your boss killer for Fisher King, and then I told you about just, you know, use Yanchi and Zabania and like Ryota and Shiva. That's what I said, some team like that. He called Summer Labe mid, or Summer Labe? Summer Labe, he called Summer Labe mid. I guess you don't watch his content, because it was a pretty widespread opinion from what I could tell about Labe being not amazing. He kept on saying he was like a glass cannon or some shit like that, which is like, what? He's like essentially unkillable, what? Down to clear of it, just scroll up! Learn to scroll! Learn to read, damn it! I'm not gonna be back searching for you. Like, seriously. I'll search for you after, but the fact that you can't remember this just shows that your memory is clouded because you decided to own Shiva straps on your own. But I told you about it. You would have figured it out without me. But granted, someone else would have figured it out eventually, but I still figured it out first. ARA? I knew this glass cannon if they tried hard enough. You didn't watch the video? Good, good. You didn't know where they're taking from? Labe doesn't die, and Labe just feeds your team. Summer Labe is overpowered. Yes, I know. It was so obvious, and then he just said... It wasn't just his review. It became a running joke in his other videos, I believe, where he kept on saying, you know, your husband will never be meta or something, and then he like used a Labe's face or something, implying he wasn't good. Like the fuck? So yeah, I make this content not to be more like Furukuri, but to, you know, provide better information. So it pisses me off that Harvey would ever compare me to him. Because it was like my express intention to provide information that was better than his, so that there wouldn't be no misinformation. Like, maybe he's just talking about my style and animation, but like, come on, don't be like that. I don't know how you want me to animate it. You want me to like hand draw my animations? Jesus Christ. I don't have a pen and tablet. Sorry, I'm like a stress eater right now, suddenly I didn't realize. I didn't realize stress eating was a thing until just now for me. Spit out my food laughing. Not very class of me, my bad. Also, if you need more reason to use Labe, you can hold boost rares. Labe is pretty good. That is an understatement. Yes, I told you, it's not in Samakort, it's in Kumquat. That's where it happened, jeez. AKA the server that Arky doesn't want anyone to know about. But I'm sure that's not true anymore. That moment has passed. That era.
等しく沈
ガチガチで決めるぜ
Fucking are we forgetting what
俺か
happened?
ら離揺れる
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ
The Kumquat server is like invite only. And I don't mean like there's a public link somewhere that you can take the invite from.
俺から
It's like
離
pretty much
揺れぬく
you have to know someone who can then vet you to join in. And even then, it's like you need like quite a few people to vet you in.
ぬいぐるみ商戦という闘争に
It's like a counterculture server to some accord during some period of time. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be like that, but it just became like that. When new moderation came in and some controversy went down, and there was like a migration of the old guard, as people put it.
俺から離れぬ揺
The
れぬ
moderator of the Kumquat wanted to make it like a haven for, I guess, that old guard and to keep that old cell when everyone was becoming too PC or some shit like that. I didn't really agree with that sentiment, but I was already in it, and you know they had some fun things to say sometimes, so whatever.
揺れぬ
The most shocking thing is, how do you even remember you're using Banio? Like, what? I remember because I'm fucking God, that's why. I remember the receipts, bitch. Also, I kind of have no life.
俺から離引きずり込むはい引きずとしはいど 悪くないな
How audible is my chewing right now? I'm sorry if it's really audible.
いっそ興じてみてやるか
さあガチ儲けのチャンスだぜ
引きずり込ま
But yeah, I invented Shiva's
ガチ
dress.
で決めるぜ
俺から離
I invented column clearing, the concept. I invented the idea of paradigms, or waves of paradigms, rather.
等しく沈
ガチで決める
I
ぜ
invented Exodia. With Welcome Talking Mugen, Oz, and Sword Mighty and Smoky God.
俺揺れぬはいどはいど
I'd like to say I invented Smoky God and Welcome in general, but I think that synergy was come up for me. But I was the one who, in very least, attested it even further.
俺から揺れぬくはいはい引きずとしはいど
I was the one who came up with spreading your EXP in dungeons across your units, rather than using the EXP booster.
見たか俺がお前に落ちるのではない
Like,
俺がお前を落とす
Papa's
の
got your
だ
back. I've come up with a lot of things for this game.
戦争に義士義足はつきま引きずり込ま
ガチで決めるぜ
れ俺から離れぬ揺れぬはいど引きずりはいど
等しく沈む
ガチで決めるぜ
俺揺れぬはいどはいど引きずり込ま
ガチで決めるぜ
My grandpa's team has no pathetic units, but does have the unstoppable Exodia. Oh, never mind, I did pull that unit.
れ俺
Well,
から
now's your last chance. Either that or tomorrow for the remainder of this anniversary. Supposedly the new event is coming out in 2 days. Like, Jesus Christ, that's too soon. I'm not ready.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜさあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ
大量おいら
Oh, you finally redeemed the Welcome Talking Mugen? Congrats.
決める
I knew
ぜ
you were, like, on the edge of your seat about it.
引きずる
But yeah, now that you have Exodia, you can see how good it is. And you can join me in the the OP farm for farming ether and fire units in the stupid Tycoon's quest. Or is that quest again? The Valentine's one. In other words, you can counter evasion, or rather, you can counter all mechanics, including revival now.
俺から離れ
Very cool.
揺れぬはいどはいど
It was not Walking Mugen? Okay, who do you redeem? Wait, never mind. I think you told me who you're considering redeeming. Who was it again? I think you're actually thinking of picking up someone that wasn't in the list of units I recommended, to be honest.
愛欲に打ち勝てる
Was it like Takita or something? I don't even remember.
俺がお前に落ちるのではない俺がお前を落とすのだ
Yeah, Yeah, Irby's just trying to be hipster, picking something else.
引きずり込ま
ガチで決めるぜ
I remember he told me his choice, but
れ俺から離れぬようにする
was it Tajikaro? I don't think it's predictable. I think he just told me that.
ガチで決める
Really?
ぜ
Tajikaro.
俺から揺れん
I thought something else though. Imagine if you picked Valentine Gunso.
ガチで
If you're picking up Valentine Gunso, you're a lost cause in the first place. No amount of gameplay assimilation would have changed your mind. Like, maybe it would be an L if you pick a sort of good unit, but not the best possible unit. But if you're picking something like Valentine Gunso, then it's like, no. You're not picking for the gameplay. Who cares? I swear I ate before the stream. I don't know why I'm feeling so peckish now. Maybe it's just my anger.
俺から離れぬようにするのだ揺れぬ引きずり
等しくして
You picked up Valentine You picked up Valentine Gunso? But mostly because you have all the good units from their release. I see. I hope you enjoy charge full overtime, I guess. Just play a lot and you get Valentine Gunso for free at the start. So true. Being compared to Fury for real. I don't think it has such an effect as anyone else, but like for me, it's like my entire existence this past 2 months has been to provide better information, to overwrite Fury's misinformation. And then you're gonna compare me like, oh, you're becoming more like him. Like, shut the fuck up. What are you contributing? Fucking your outdated ass like player guides for who to pull on your tickets when you're still suggesting Licho without any bias. Chill the fuck down. He's upset I gave Licho a low rating just because he can farm with him. Like, just because he can farm with him, it's the chapter 14 class, Jesus Christ. Licho's an okay unit, I just don't like his rates, but I'm not gonna argue this with you, Irby, since you've always been fine with low rates in magic range. I'd be like, just use Tangaroa at that point. He has actual guaranteeable skill lock that's spreadable. Like, I know Licho does a bunch of other things, but Tangaroa also does curse, right? You might say Licho does curse, Tangaroa does curse. But the one thing unique he does have is the below range pistol. I guess. Whenever that's useful. ARA complains about Harvey's stream. I'm only doing this just because Harvey's not here right now. Or maybe I'm summoning him right now. I'm channeling him sword. Please come here so I can chew you out. Like these. Chew you harder than I'm chewing these nuts right now. Man, I'm manifesting him into the stream too right now. For gameplay, Valentine Vargas or Daddy Vargas? For sad. Answer was Schemo. What? That's peculiar. Because incidentally, I think Guillemot is better for gameplay and Vargas is more of a fan service choice because his kit's kind of whatever. Speak of the bell. I don't think Harvey's here yet. Now that you're loving Necros, you realize how shit his damage is. LifeWonders skill evolution innovation. I think his one unique thing is just being able to charm an entire small map warp, but that's like the only super unique thing. I also use Necros for one challenge quest so he can inflict countdown from somewhere far away, because he inflicts it 2 units who hit him. It's very helpful in that one meme, but that's it. Not even a wipe can save him. We need a snipe weakening now. Valentine Spargast is just Marchosius plus. I mean, that's not saying much since I don't think much about Marchosius either. I know there's like 2, maybe 3 damage reductions, but it's not a move. Not a fan of moving tanks, even though that's like the staple from before. Just given the AR we got from F-Kari 2 event. The Stealth by Diva fun? Or the Dazzle one? I don't even know. I think the worst part is that Trayton can one-shot the unit, he can't. Maybe you should fully level seed him and attack him too. Feeling unit, but still hurts. Well, the Dazzle one only works for the very first phase. Unless you can perpetually inflict Dazzle. I think Necros can do that. It's a pretty good ARA. I do love these nuts. God, I think it's time for me to have a piece of this cake instead. Except it's not really cake, it's cookie. I love cookie. ARA eating ASMR stream. I don't think I've ever eaten the stream before this much. Like, maybe rarely, but... There's like a punch of wine in it. This is officially the eating ASMR slash Harvey and Furikuri callout stream. Hi, Harvey. Alright, you got your arm to level 90 before the dungeon reset. Turns out if you do farming session with like around 6 damages, it's enough to get 150,000 EXP. I need to process for a second because Harvey coming here is something. Look. I'm not denying it's a bad source of experience. Well, more like you're probably even more thought than I did. But you know, it's never gonna be as bad as fucking dailies in terms of card EXP. My main issue is just that you can get card EXP for free from dungeons, so it feels like a waste of a boost. Okay, Harvey, are you still there? Yeah. Okay. So now that you're here, it's time for me to pull up my overalls and actually tell you, how dare you, Harvey? How dare you compare me to Furikuri? When he said that first, I was like still mentally processing it and I was trying to give a reasonable thing. But I was just like fucking raging at my viewers right now for what a fucking terrible comparison that was. Like, seriously, I worked my ass off for the past several months specifically to counter his misinformation and disinformation about this game and to provide a digestive format so that it can actually, you know, be more appealing to get some viewership as well. And then you're gonna go around and say that I'm becoming more like him? Like, fuck off, Mr. I don't update my guide except every 3 months later. Jesus Christ. Like, what are you doing? Seriously. And you can't deny my knowledge for this game. I've talked about all the fucking different things I've done in this game. How dare you? Between inventing Shiva traps, inventing column clearing as a concept, and pointing out the paradigms in this game for the different waves there are, inventing Exodi in this game. My fucking god. Jesus Christ. How fucking dare you? I am so pissed at you, Harvey. You have no idea. Don't you fucking dare compare me to that green alien. Tonight has been such a temperature whiplash. As it goes from 90 degrees to 30 degrees to 70 degrees, then back to down to 20 degrees within a few hours. Seems like the temperature over there is matches the temperature in this stream. Okay, you're so good because oh yeah, I was also talking about Harvey, how you're like so salty about my Valentine Kengo and my lab rating apparently. Like, Jesus Christ. Didn't you say you didn't even disagree that much with it? It's like half a star. I don't know why you had to like have a stick to your ass and be like, oh, maybe you should like, do you even read the kits in this game? Do you even play them? Like, fuck off. Like, I know there's a difference that's just like fundamentally gonna be applies. You played Summer League a lot more, I played Downtown King a lot more. But you can't just like suddenly shut down my entire expertise in this game that has been well demonstrated from all these discussions that I fucking hold and take notes of everyone. Like, fucking Jesus Christ. This is what Shiva strats do to the mind. You've seen some of these content before, but it's in. That's nice. You're so shy for just shy for art. Oh, is that it? So you can't take credit for Shiva strats, but you can take credit for my wrath. I think it'd be real funny if Habi wasn't even here. Yeah. It was like, you're right, but you shouldn't have said that. Not now you're paying attention. You weren't paying attention for fast forward. Okay, sure. Well, whatever. Everyone else heard it. I dropped the truth bomb on you. If you don't want to hear it, you'd be as well informed as Furikuri at this point. You can rewind if you want to hear what I just said. But I'm gonna go start using my tax seeds. So, good time for you to rewind so you can get your ass whipped properly. You don't think you ever seen ARA this passionately aggressively? You know how much sleepless nights I've had? Well, that's not entirely true, but I like stayed up until like 4 a.m. for some nights. For the anniversary thing, I stayed up until fucking 6 a.m. to get that video out, to get it out on a timely manner. And I had that half of the scripts ready like ages before anniversary was even out. That's how much preparation it took. And then Harvey goes around and he's just like, oh, well, do you even play this game? Do you even read the kits? Like, fucking piece of shit, Jesus Christ. Watch your tongue, boy. Seriously, do you know who you're talking to? It is the Arthur. Jeez. Your Ultra is 1600 attack now, and I'm wondering if you should grind the rest and just cap it now. It's okay, ARA, we can tell the video is rushed. Okay, everyone, we should all just go read Harvey Kai's reviews. That is still not updated. Go do that. He's clearly the expert in the matter that precedes me in every way. Right. What else we got? Let's pick some fucker to a taxi now. Wait, didn't someone say to taxi someone else? Yeah, I think someone mentioned this. Wait, this isn't about you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fucking trying to bring me down when you're talking from a trash can. Shut the fuck up, boy. Jesus Christ. Where are you speaking from? Jeez. Like, can it from the peanut gallery, please? But I feel like someone actually mentioned a good choice that I could have taxied instead. Oh yeah, Hastur. Good. It's okay. That foodie comparison was funny as fuck though. What? Fuck off. You have no right to be comparing me to foodie. I do have my best in every way to succeed what he provides in every way, and then you're just gonna straight up compare me to that, even though I've been trying to get beyond that. Like, the hell's wrong with you, man? Maybe I should start comparing how similar Lave and Enigma is, since they're both polar bears that everyone loves so much. Yeah, that comparison makes total sense, right? Seems like a comparison Harvey would understand, since he seems to have quite the opinions on certain comparisons that totally make sense. Oh shit. They're both equally shit under permanents. That's it, boys. Busted Enigma variant confirmed. It's gonna be Paracreeping Enigma, or it's gonna be Paracreeping Labe this moment, any second now. Everyone will drop Labe for him, just you watch. I'm manifesting it now. Solomon is obsession with speedos. Yeah, I'll just. Oh, I guess I can toss it. You don't think it's Paracreeping Labe anytime soon, but who knows? When did this become an anti-Harvey stream? He did nothing wrong. Sure, Jan, sure. Alright, we're having good fun. I mean, obviously I'm very angry, like genuinely, but I wouldn't tell you this in your face if I didn't think you could take it. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, what's your deal? This is Harvey exploiting the word he knows will trigger me the most, Furikuri. You know, in my survey, Harvey regularly brings up Furikuri just to trigger me. Like, no one's bringing up. And I'm like, does anyone else Furikuri? And like, he shits on him too, but he like gleefully watches his content for some reason and shares it with everyone. Like, he's part of the problem. Ara's toxic era. I've always been toxic fighting. Why is winning over Morka? Because justice is winning. And not that Harvey had anything to do with it. I don't know, you arrived as an anti-Harvey stream before you arrived. It was like that for a while. I was talking about Furikuri and then Harvey, and it just turned out to be out like Tom's obsession with speedos as he starts to see a near naked man. I mean, they're all near naked at this point. I'm not really into speedos, that's more of an Irby thing. I'm not sure if that's something I should come to see yet, but I'm not really into the speedo skins in this game. It should be obvious Irby has given his affection for Trigon. You want him to fail? Are you really voting for Moritaka? I mean, that's no surprise from the show. Because it's funny, ARA. I guess. Mori is greater than Tindalos. I don't know about that. Have you considered that even if you vote for Mori, now he is Tindalos too, and so you're still voting for Tindalos. He does at least talk about story and characters, but also I feel he does reach like where he did the South has a crush on Iraqi thing comes in. Yeah, that was never displayed in the story once. I read all the stories, so I know that wasn't displayed in the story once. I know they're like longtime friends or something, but there was no crush. Not a single thing hinted at. And they're not strangers to showing crushes between characters. They've done it for fucking Kalki, that's an extreme case, but they've shown it for other characters too. There was no, like, chemistry in that sense. It's more like a sympathy point. I'm losing focus here. It's making me bury up fucking Shiva. Let's go, Eta. Oh shit, shit! This one is pretty much dead now. No! Does Tuscany Puck have extended moved? So he does. Goodbye, Eta. Alright, fine, fine. There you go. Be gone! Because he didn't have burn. That's probably why. There you go. Jeez. Unbased, never taking your opinion serious. Starting the Harvey was right movement. What? Just because of the speedos? Well, I don't really get speedos. They're just they're not flattering. It's like I'm not really a fan of what's it called, that material that superheroes skins use very often, anyways. And that's like the same material that speedos use, so I'm not a big fan. Plus, it's kind of like not very flattering either. Tindalos got personality. Yeah, I like Tindalos's personality more. I mean, granted, Morihito got more personality and what's it called? Jamboree. But Tindalos always had a bunch of interesting sort of character traits. Even for his very brief appearance, he seemed to have this thing established with Enigma that was kind of, you know, a rivalry. And then he had his thing where he's both like a live streamer as well as, what's called a fitness streamer and a video gamer. Like, what a bizarre combination. And then I believe he also like had his entire thing with his actual lore about wanting to expose people's secrets, but it wasn't necessarily for a bad thing. It's pretty interesting like that. But Shiva's or Moritaka's is kind of, I mean, character development, but not really intrinsically. It came after the fact after a while. Why are you not moving Shiva? Shiva can still burn even on strike. It's because, like, he will get darkness and... What's it called? Why was I not moving Shiva? I think I was just trying to play off of not moving him because of what I was used to. My bad. Anyways, I shouldn't have to be avoiding that anyways for this shit. I just need to pay attention properly and not fail to move Eta. Spandex? Yeah, spandex, that's it. It's just a swimsuit, ARA. It's just like bikinis. It's not a full bodysuit. I'm talking about the material. It's not really my favorite. It's like rubber, that shiny material that just tightly holds on your skin is, in my opinion, not very flattering. You hate him. Ugly as blueberry. Those are my favorite fruits. Again, being compared to food, he has that effect on people. I'm pretty sure I'm just the most effective one. So, what were we talking about? It takes 5 minutes, a little bit too harsh. I probably should have done 1 minute. Oh well. No, she'll crush power. Like, I'm patient with a lot of things. But if you're gonna fucking spit on my effort to, like, provide better information, to counter someone else's misinformation, and slave away for hours on it, for something that I worked on for weeks and stayed up for several nights on, and had consultation on with several people and collected so much footage and created so much Photoshop assets while scheduling different streams simultaneously and fucking writing a script for everyone and collecting all the assets and rendering all the footage individually and preparing all the shorts and captioning every single fucking word in these shorts. And if you're gonna fucking shit on that, fuck you. Like, I'm a patient man, but if you're gonna ignore my efforts, fuck off. It's not even passive aggressive. You just provide. What was the criticism, anyways? You don't even elaborate. It's like you're becoming more like Fury, ARA. Like what? What do you mean by that? These. Surely you can't be talking about my gameplay critique, but sometimes I feel like you are because you disagree with my reviews on Kenko and Labe. Like, they're not that off from what you would rate them. Maybe you'd rate them a half a star or a full star different. But it's not like these things are gods and different thing. And I'm not spreading outright misinformation. Jesus Christ. Just joke.
さあガチ儲けのチャンスだぜ。
引きずり込まれる。
ガチで
Don't
ガ
fucking
チで決めるぜ
joke with the bull's horns.
俺から離れぬ。揺れぬ。引きずり込まれる。
I know I'm titling this stream later.
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺揺れぬ。
you
む等しく沈
went on your other
ガ
account.
チで決めるぜ。
俺からは揺れぬ。この力。引きずり。
Let's all laugh at Joe. Joe is so fucking funny. Okay, let's continue.
興じてみてやるか。
You know whose horn you messed right now? That's right, Orgus. Fully blessed and poggers.
引きずり込まれる。
ガチで
That is definitely a choice that is not unexpected
俺
here.
から離れぬ。揺れぬ。引きずり込まれる。
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から揺れぬ。
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から離れぬよう揺れぬ。この力。はい、引きずり。
等しく
My god, I just realized you have an hour more of the stream. I thought it was about the end, but I forgot I started the stream an hour later, so.
引きずり込まれる。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から離れぬようにする。
Yes, please work on Fafnir first. Jesus Christ. Why would he seed Orgus of all units first? At least Fafnir's good. Yuji's a good choice too since he has potential and he's actually a solid unit overall.
ガチで決めるぜ。
You saw my short on him, right? Like,
俺
with your assessment about his potential for the future, ARA, you pointed out there's a lot of potential for that too, yeah.
引きずり込まれる。
ガチで決めるぜ。
He'll be as strong as your strongest or your most invested guild will allow him to be
俺か
strong.
ら離揺れぬ。
And unlike MC, he actually has reliable rates. That said, you should invest in Fafnir instead. You can do Yuji after.
だと笑いが止まらんぜ。さあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ。
ついてこい。勘違いを
Your
する。
Fafnir is still level 65. You should work on him.
ガチ
It's
で
a
決める
strong
ぜ。
unit. I mean, you don't need to hear from me.
俺から
Come on,
離れぬよう
Fafnir's
に
good.
する。揺れぬ。引きずり込まれる。
HP Blossom Baron,
ガチ
10k
で
HP
決
baby.
めるぜ。
That is definitely a choice. Stop HP seeding your damage dealers. It's very important.
俺から揺れぬ。引きずり込ま
This is the streamer Artfully Blossoms
ガチで
Club.
決めるぜ。
Oh no. Is this where
れ俺から離
Harvey channels his 10 most old ones association and infects my mind with his own heart mind until I decide to commit Shinjuku?
お前と一緒だと笑いが
You're gonna make me
止まらん
insane.
ぜ。さあ
Crazy
次
in
は
love.
どこで稼ぎまくるんだ。
Oh, you don't understand the nourishment synergy. Shut up.
戦争に義士義足はつきま
What synergy?
ガチで決めるぜ。
More health zones would help him heal faster.
揺れぬ。引きずり込まれる。
The Harvey and R ship commissioning that.
等しく沈
ガチで
That's so
決めるぜ
cursed, but it's actually quite possible given the supposed rivalry right now.
俺揺れぬ。
Fucking people will always ship people or like fictional characters or real people that have actual rivalries.
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から離揺れぬ。はい、引きずり。我愛欲に打ち勝てる。見たか。
Did he
俺
do
が
it?
お前に落ちるのではない。俺がお前を落とすのだ。
大量大量。おいら
引きずり込まれる。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から離れ揺れぬ。晴れてみろ。
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ
In order for me to be shipped with Harvey, I need to join the Hive Mind. It's one of the stipulations. Just like with Milk, he's already bonded both physically, mentally, and emotionally. But mostly physically. The polar bears have, as they say in Housamo, their silhouettes have merged into one.
俺幽霊のファイト
The leaked ex-Licho ship, surprised it hasn't been done yet.
削り込まれ
Just because of the name similarity.
ガチで決めるぜ
俺からは揺れぬく
What's my favorite ship type?
等しくファイト
The Gigantic, aka the replica of the Titanic used as the location of the game in 999. That would be my favorite ship type.
商戦という闘争にいっそ興じてみてやるか
Well done, the polar bears into one bear hotpot.
さあ
I mean, they are going endangered, so I would not recommend that, but
ガチで
maybe they should breed
ガチ
instead.
で決めるぜ
俺から離れぬように揺れぬファイ
But yeah, I'm pretty sure polar bears are endangered now. That's fucked up. As well as a lot of animals you learn about in textbooks, like the
ガ
elephant,
チで決めるぜ
ト俺から
maybe the rhino, but I'm pretty sure the elephant's also endangered. Always remember, ARA, the advice of YouTube shorts. Get spotted by a polar, remove all your clothes.
決めるぜ
俺から離れ
Fucking misinformation, man.
等しくファイト
Look, even if that were true, if there's a polar bear around you, you're probably surrounded by snow
お前と一緒だと
in a
笑い
snowstorm.
が止まらんぜ
So, not a good idea either
どこ
way.
で稼ぎまくるんだ
Yeah, there's some fucking bullshit on YouTube shorts. They present things that seem like appealingly true,
ガチで
but then
ガチで決めるぜ
just not if you look at it. Like I saw this short on what happens if you shoot upwards,
離れぬよう揺れぬファイト
and then they said that it'll fall back down at the same velocity and then it might kill someone, but then it put up some chance of how unlikely that is, but it's happened before. And I was like, that was such BS because I really saw a video on that was extended showing that if you shot up, it would actually not fall back down. It would rather, because of the wind, it would start no longer barreling around, and instead the bullet would just be inconsistently falling down while spinning, which would make it not nearly as lethal. So like fucking bullshit is just straight up published on it. And like I don't know. It's supposed to be where's the line where you drop between entertainment and just straight up misinformation?
悪くないなこのままぬいぐるみ商戦という闘争にいっそ
Entice the pillar by
興じてみて
ruining
や
their
る
clothes.
か
I mean, it might work for Harvey or Milk in the very least. Maybe not Milk.
ついてこい勘違いをす引きずり込ま
ガチで決めるぜ
I feel like Zhou has been replaced by bot by now. It seems like he's talking by himself, just saying random ass shit. Join on me, that shit. No one asked. Rude! In response to no one. Oh, that's score. That's someone else even.
ガチで
Okay.
決めるぜ
れ俺から離れぬようにす揺れぬファイトファイト
Remove your clothes for the polar bear. Give them a tease before they attack.
引きずり込
And
ま
they can attack me.
ガチで決めるぜ
Oh boy. So fucking hot. Being ripped to shreds and pieces and being eaten alive by a polar bear.
はい引き等しくファイ
The
ト
kindness TikTok short's so fucking bullshit.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜさあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるん
Who's
だ
Rudy?
大量大量
You live for parodies of TikTok, kindness
ガ
TikToks.
チで決めるぜ
Yeah, I don't
俺
know.
から
It's
離
just
れぬよ揺れぬ
social exploitation at this point.
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ
俺から揺れぬファイト
等し
ファイト
Like, don't get me wrong. I think
等しく沈
after having worked on it so hard
ガチで決めるぜ
for my own channel, there is some nobility to trying to pursue fame. It's not a very popular option. Very few people actually want to pursue fame.
俺
And
から揺れぬ
be as viral as possible to reach the largest audience. But I feel like I forgot to move 8 again. Oh my god, no! 早く
俺から離揺れバカの奥ぬいぐるみの可能性を見よ俺から揺れ耐えてみろ
Oh yeah. If I move him, he doesn't have his charge. That's why I didn't move him. Maybe forget that. fucking darkness.
耐えてみろ。少々お待ちを。
まあへへ食いついて
少々お待ちを。
まあ
Okay, so as I was saying,
青二サイドも
so
教
I,
育して
there
や
is some
る
nobility to pursuing fame because it's not easy. It's like trying to sense what the masses like and you know what's feeling, trying to catch them. When it's not an easy thing. It's not trivial because some people would like to have you think it is that fucking live streamers and influencers are like not real things and they require no effort because they do require real effort, like some real social ingenuity. But I feel like if there's nothing behind it, it's just absolute drivel where you're just trying to appeal to the most people without providing any substance of what you actually care about or something new, and instead you're just appealing to some base thing that is so vapid from your true interest in anything at all. Like those kindness things, it's like that's not really showing anything about you or your interests. It's just showing you exploiting directly the base instinct of people for responding to kindness. You just see it as a form of manipulation and exploitation for the most part. I mean, that's the thing. There's obviously going to be some manipulation and exploitation to some level for every piece of a social outing. Even this right now, this live stream, there's going to be some that makes my streams better. You know me? I'm fucking everyday life. I'm usually like shirtless and slovenly, and my hair's not done, and I like a lot trashier every day. I always put in the effort to make myself look nice before streams, and that's why it takes a while for me to get ready for streams sometimes. So it's natural. But when it's like there's nothing back behind it, it's just purely fucking. But when there's like something insidious about the intent where there's nothing behind it except strictly to just get the attention of the person and to offer them nothing else, then that's where the problem is. Because it's like for me, I'm obviously trying to open the world to as much people my interests to get them interested in what I like and see things in a light that they didn't get to see before with Housamo or any other thing. My perspective, essentially. They don't have a perspective of what they share. They just want the clicks. They just want that, the number of views and likes to go up without really any sense of ownership that, they succeeded. Or, they, as in their personality. They just want to say that, they have the video with the largest views. There's like nothing behind it. And that's my problem with them. And when you take it to the most logical extreme and you do that, you end up with those videos where you're saving a kitten that's drowning. Even though, why would you be recording as you approach the kitty in the first place while they're drowning? You obviously decide someone put the kitty there before you start recording. And it's like, that's the most fucked up thing. That's like, when you start not having purpose and you're doing it just for the clicks, you take that to its logical extreme, it ends up being actually as depraved as that. I should be shirtless more? No, I agree. I mean, I'm shirtless fairly often, but not with anyone else, unfortunately. I can cure your mom's double cancer. Okay. Shirtless? Alright, get that view. I think it'll scare people away, honestly. Recall, is that your quadruple cancer doubled it and gave it to the next person. Thank you, Irby, for boiling down how, like, all the thought in short space has gone down the drain. Looking content farms, yeah. You need an angel shot? I don't know what you're talking about. It's not. Look, my closest fans would not care and maybe even like to see me shirtless. It's more of an issue of attracting new viewers. Right now, the limitation was making content for Housamo. It's not my form. Well, for my limitation, it's a very small section of a small already demographic of the gameplay aspect. And not as much people talk about gameplay. And I tried to make that as appealing as possible to the larger demographic of the Housamo audience. But even then, on top of that, the Housamo audience is incredibly small, so my overarching goal right now is actually to make my content and its more like general forms as appealing enough while I'm still able to talk about the things that I like and produce content for like Housamo, so that it can actually pull in people that are outside of the audience and maybe get them interested into the game too. I don't really have a full strategy to that yet, but I feel like going shirtless in my streams would be going the opposite direction.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜ。さあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ。
Alright, let's switch to Hastur. Hey, Hastur's done. Oh boy. I guess I could do Tashta. I think he's cute. Where's I haven't done already? Well, I guess it's just because he's fucking cross range. He does have that like 60% crit or some garbage like that though. Gotta build all my column clears. Incidentally, I actually have been using a good variety of column clears for the demos I produce. I've used the Bunyan and Kotobapas and what's it called? Otihime for quite a few of them by now. Well, at least one for each one. I'm just calming down from the high right now of all that talking and yelling. Something from the bottom of my heart. All that frustration, it might have been targeted towards some people, but it's also just like me venting out a lot of frustration that was built up from these past few weeks from all the work I've been doing. It had to go somewhere at some point, and I thought I was going to be able to enjoy the weekend off with, before the Christmas event came out, but apparently it's coming out in 2 days, so with that gone, I'm just like eager to dump all this frustration out as fast as possible on something else. God fucking damn it. I need a break! I respect the frustration against you. Are you into anger sex? I know that's like a thing in some comics, but I really can't take that seriously when it happens. I'm gonna stream this Sunday for kids then. If they come out by then Most likely, yes, but it's very unlikely they're gonna come out. Most likely, we're just gonna get an actually, never mind. Tomorrow is gonna be the announcement, and 2 days from now is gonna be the stupid event release. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I feel like it's not gonna release, but if it does, there's a good chance we're gonna talk about it on stream with like no preparation time. RB stress balls on it. Just like that Mukdai ball. Heat sex only works when the hate is neutral. Okay. Don't worry, Harvey. I'll put on the Indigo mask just for you. That'll make it so much better, right? Where's the Lab Enigma commissions with the hate sex? I'm sure Harvey would love that. You only stand legitimate hate sex relationships. What the heck? Like, I don't really get hate sex relationships because maybe it doesn't seem like it since I'm just kidding around right now, but okay, so that's Mika again. It's fucking unintelligible. The reason why is because I don't really get it just because I legit have like strong hate experiences when I do hate someone, so it may not seem like it, but I can be a pretty hateful person in very specific circumstances with certain people because of certain things. Yeah, the bait strum. Nice music. Hate sex one. Wow, everyone's talking about it now just because they dropped the word puns. Fun debate music, best music. This stream was the demo. That's not Ray Mecha Record, you ARA. Like for me, for example, it'd just be a turn off. Like seriously, you think I can imagine myself fucking having hate sex with Furikuri? I'd be fucking flaccid for ages. What the fuck? Not that I hate him, but like seriously, like legitimate hate is not something I could be turned on by. It's just something that would make me, you know, actively have intrusive thoughts of strangling them and doing cruel things to them and making sure like there's no witnesses. Why did I move and right back there? I'm so fucking distracted. Am I okay? I'm not actually okay. Am I? Okay. This is the second time. Jesus Christ. Last temporary stress. Alright. I'll go over there. That's a banger idea. No thanks. Why haven't you thought of that shit before? It's very cursed. Yamate Kudasai. Someone compare very two kills. The top one creators they call. Well, that would have more impact fashion who Chills was, but I don't, so I'm just gonna say they're equally nobody's. Whatever, I'm more nobody than either, so whatever. Okay, lovelies, I promise I'll be back within 30 seconds. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Oh, no, that's inefficient performing.
離れぬようにするのだぞ。揺れぬ。引きずり込まいだ。
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から離れ揺れぬ。はい。はいだ。引きずり込まれる。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から離れ引きずり込まれる。はい。
Your favorite hate sex in the neck is go fuck yourself. Fucking yourself, you coward. That's like that's something you'd see as like a joke comic. Dude, that's the thing. I can only really see hate sex happening as a joke when they don't actually hate each other. Like that's not hate. That's just I don't know this. I guess fucking two tops trying to put on airs. I guess that you know they can't be cool with each other because they're going on top and then so they top each other. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. Not a big fan, or rather, I'm in the center of top mentality.
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から引きずり込む。はい。
You like competition hate sex? That's not even hate sex then. What the heck? You guys need to get rid of that word entirely because I'm fairly sure what you're imagining is not even hate sex. It's just some stupid thing where two people just, you know, are being obstinate about, you know, wanting to be on top against each other. But in the end, they're fucking each other. Jesus Christ, like, willingly. And letting each other be fucked willingly too. Like, God.
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から離れぬようにす揺れぬ。引きずり込まれる。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から揺れぬく。はい。我愛欲に打ち勝てる。見たか。俺がお前に落ちるのではない。
Well, if it wasn't willingly, it wouldn't be hate sex either. It would straight be the R word. I mean, that wouldn't be hate sex either, because in rape, it's one of them wants to do it, right? So that's not hate sex. That's just one person hating the sex and the other person, you know, forcing it on the other person. And that's why hate sex as a concept doesn't make sense, because if most people hate it, there wouldn't be sex. That's why it doesn't make sense. Hate sex is a fiction. It doesn't make... Just get it out of your mind. It's fucking bullshit. Anyways, how many drinks am I at? Started 50, then went to 47, went to 44. I'm aiming for 41 now.
さあ、ガチ儲けのチャンスだぜ。
Just want to see this stream rails for all the hate sex. Okay.
俺から離れぬよ。引きずる。
You see hate sex surgeons? Alright, you need to read more choices cleanly. Shut the fuck up. Everyone, ignore Irby's comments when it comes to recommendations for his stupid choices game. So dumb. It just works, TM. No, it's not hate sex. There is no hate sex. If it's one person hating it, it's right. Two people is hating it. No one's gonna want to participate, so it's not hate. Jeez. Hate sex is a fun person. Seriously, swear to God. People think it's so hot that like T-tops are... It's just like fucking top on top mentality, but since I kind of just hate top mentality in general, it's just trash to me. Overall. Because you're not gonna have hate sex mentality when it's like a top and bottom. You know it's gonna be top versus top and one person playing as bottom. That's how, like, you know, well-defined hate sex is. It has less to do with hate and more to do with the roles being played. Copy, XP, OTP. Just let it die, Irby. Let it die. Choices is over. This is like the Megamind meme. There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Senbus, and there is no hate sex. Exactly. People want me quirking, like having that king, but it just doesn't make sense straight
見
up.
たか俺がお前に落ちるのではない。俺がお前を落とすのだ。
さあガチ儲けのチャンスだぜ。
引きずり込まれよ。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から離れ。引きずり。引きずり込まれよ。
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ。
揺れぬ。
等しく沈む。
Those are fun times, aren't they? They will forever live with me. Just like Afkari, huh? Just like Shoichi says, Afkari is forever dead. People love the trope of folks who hate each other in the prologue but get married in the finale. Yes, but then it's not hate sex at that point, right? It's people who hate each other that then go to love each other, just like Until the Snow Melts, which is a masterpiece in my opinion. You know, it's people overcoming their differences and looking past the initial, like, revulsion and disgust and contempt and, you know, a feeling of just you will never work together, and looking beyond that and seeing the common traits that make you compatible and make you understand each other. That's what's beautiful about that hate relationship. Not the hate sex, but the fact that they get over that hate. Jesus fucking Christ. This condo's giving me a headache. I'm sorry. Sorry, Joe, not every conversation can be squeezed into like a 1 minute short. Not everything can be played with TikTok videos side by side. No, Subway Dasher or whatever the game's called. In fact, I probably remember more of Queen Bee than Housamo by now, even though you stopped playing 2 years ago. You choose some peculiar choices to be your formative stuff, but I can't really say I'm any better having chosen Mecha or Rekko as well as Trouble as my formative stuff.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜ。さあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ。
ついてこい。勘違いを引きずり込まれる。ガチで決めるぜ。俺から離れぬようにするのだ。揺れぬ。耐えてみろ。はいど。
The fuck Queen Bee? You don't want to know. I can elaborate on it, but you really don't want to know.
ガチで決めるぜ。
It's not worth your time. Please, don't look it up.
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から揺れぬこ。
You know that saying, like, knowledge is power? Sometimes it's better not to know. Sometimes no knowledge is more powerful. Just leave it at that. I say this as someone with a background in neuroscience. Sometimes knowledge can actually harm you. Sometimes certain knowledge can corrupt your brain too much that you can't operate functionally anymore. Queen Bee is one of those factors that leads to that. You're a hater. I actually saw it though, just out of morbid curiosity. I was like, I thought it gets better, but no, it's just... Irby, why did you get to do that? Next stream, we need to put a bunch of characters in RuPaul, so... No. RuPaul is not something I get. It's like part of the LGBT culture that makes me think to myself, I'm not part of LGBT. I may be a guy who likes dicks and likes gay pornography, but like I am not part of LGBT when things like RuPaul exist, and that's what you need to enjoy to be part of LGBT. Because what it means to be LGBT is not to be, you know, lesbian or gay, bisexual, sexual. What it means is to be that or be a supporter of that, while also accepting all the cultural norms that come with it. Which I do not relate at all with that culture.
等しく沈む。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺揺れん。引きずり込まれる。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から引きずり込まれる。
You just like dick, that's all you need to know. Right? Well, specifically, I like dick on guys. No dick girls, please. Also, you can't believe you actually tried to read through the choices stuff. What? He wouldn't shut up about it. Jesus Christ, I know how bad it is. Jeez. I was like, does it get better? Does it get better? It's like, it's so fucking trashy, and you kept on getting so into it. Like, I mean, at least if you're saying you liked it because it was trashy, then fine. But I'm not the kind of person who watches bad movies that are so bad they're good. That's not my cup of tea.
It
was funny to you, but you know, because you like the trashy stuff. No, I'm not in for trashy stuff. I know some people like that, but for me, like, there is no appeal to that no matter how bad it gets. It's just, it actually makes you want to, like, repulse. There was this one extremely trashy manhwa I read, and I don't read manhwas often. The only reason I read it was because I was tired of anime, and the anime site I was using also had like manga on the side. And I recommended this one on number top stop, which isn't a manga, it's a manhwa, which is like a Korean manga, and it was called The Legend. It was so fucking trashy. I hated it so much. I read like 100 chapters or more because it was the #1 spot, and I thought it would get better, and you know, maybe something amazing would happen. You have no idea how trashy it was. It was essentially this person who, you know, was slaved away as a businessman, and you know, he didn't lead a too successful life, and he was feeling down in the dumps. And then there's this kid that, like, you know, was just being a kid, and then decided to cross the street when the car was about to cross. He's like, "Oh no, I'll save you!" And then he died, of course. And then he got isekai'd back into his like old, younger self. And it's like, because you have been such a saint for saving that one kid, we have decided to give you god powers. You'll now be able to go back in time like this, and now we have given you the power to know everything from the future, as well as having super strength and having the power to speak 1 billion languages. And then he like completely plays it off as this normal thing, was like, "Oh, I deserve it. I'm such a good person now." Then when he fucking steals content from the future so that he can make a huge cash inflow and then like exploit the stocks from the future, even though that's not how it would work if he's exploiting the future like that. And then he's like, "Oh, but I'm a good person. The only thing I don't want is people getting away my, you know, humble desire of having like 10 billion houses and like so many lifeboats and like 10 billion girlfriends." And it was so fucking trashy how he got away with doing all this stuff, and completely played off straight as he was in the right for wanting to do all this, and you know, just he's doing it to help his mom, and he totally earned it, even though he was able to see from the future and had super god powers. And it's just, he like fucking went to his like his old crush who never looked him in the eye before, and then he was just like living the fantasy of, "Oh, now I have a hotter babe, I'm leaving you behind." And it's like, while ghosting her after inviting her to something, and that was played off completely straight. As if, you know, good for him for being a fucking asshole that didn't deserve anything, but you know, he totally did. Fucking piece of shit. Worst thing I've ever read. I hate trashy things so badly. I hate that self-fulfilling crap, and I hate everything that is particularly bad. And there is no threshold for me where it becomes, you know, so bad that it's good. It's just, it gets worse. It's not anime, it's a manhwa. It's like a Korean manga. Thank God it's not adapted into an animation, because Jesus Christ. That was like wish fulfillment at its worst, because not only was it wish fulfillment, it was fulfilling like the most toxic kinds of wishes you could have that was completely tone deaf to reality. Let's be honest, you too would steal multi-million dollars if you could reincarnate into your uncles. Maybe I would, but I would not play it off as, "Oh, I'm a saint and I deserve to do this." And you know, there was like not a hint in the entire manhwa about him doing some wrongdoing. The entire time he did is like, he earned it, you know? It's because he had like this 10 billion IQ memory of being able to remember all the stocks in the future, that he earned that money when he invested in those stocks. Even though he contributed nothing to society by putting that money that he got from the capital, he got from stealing that original idea from the manga that was adapted in his own world. It was so fucking bananas. He completely went off as like, "Oh, I'm a baller. I rewrote it, I made so much capital and I deserved it, and I love my mom, and I only have a humble dream, and fuck that. Fuck trashy content. Fuck self-fulfillment shit." If you want to go on the opposite extreme, that's also why I'm a big fan of literature like Mecha Rureka or Trouble, because the protagonists aren't living their best lives. They aren't having much fulfillment. Rather, they're kind of suffering because of themselves and because of the world around them.
前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜ。
It's not I Am Legend, that's the movie. It's called The Legend.
ついてこい。
I didn't read the whole thing. I said I read 200, which seems like a lot. But the reason why I read 100 was because there was like fucking 700 volumes of it. Can you believe that shit went on for over 700 volumes? It was the worst fucking shit I've ever read in my entire life. And it just kept on going on and on about how he was such a saint and how he was helping his mom and how he made so much money because he earned it and he had all these god powers. But don't blink an eye because, you know.
ガチでガチで決める
Fucking
ぜ。
trash. Fucking trash.
俺揺れん。
等しく沈め
引きずり込まれよ。
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から揺れ抜く。
A legendary piece of shit, more like.
海の男には惚れるなよ。やべ、決まりすぎ。
But you know what? It is eye-opening in the sense that if that's the most popular thing, then it's good at describing what the people is really like. They don't want something humble or something that shows suffering or something, you know, that shows the human soul. They just want to live their entire lives in complete idealism, have that wish completely fulfilled without any sense of realism whatsoever, without any sense of consequence. You know, they don't give a shit about anyone. That's the majority of people. That's why it blew up, because no one gives a shit about the greater scale of things. No one gives a shit about who they're stepping on. The only thing they care about is their own success and hyping themselves up as if they deserved it. No one gives a shit about the people they step on. They're all incidental. They're all just, you know, side characters to their protagonist life. Fucking people, I swear to God. Listen, you let me use some quality trash, that's cool and all, but poorly written? No.
お前と一緒だと笑いが。
I don't know if I'd call it poorly written.
さあ次はどこ
I
で
mean,
稼
it
ぎま
was
くるんだ。
self-consistent anyways in its own rules. But it was just... It was too much. It's like too trashy for me. It knows what it wants to do. It's completely self-fulfillment. The fact that so many people brought it to 700 volumes is just too much for me. Where was I? How much drinks did I want to use here? 50, 47, 44, 41. I thought it already was at 41. What the heck? Okay, I don't know what happened here. There's not really maxed already, right? Am I not paying attention, probably? Guess it's kind of close. Okay, we'll use their seats right now. Whatever. Did I say you want to stop at 41? I don't even remember being at 44 last time, but if I was, I guess I'll just continue that. Hello, Aru and Ruki. I think you're a new face. Good to see you. I just had a complete meltdown on stream. Quite a few times right now. Moulding over fucking trash manhwa that is The Legend, and also moulding over Harvey giving the worst comparison ever to my hard work to some similar trash. But, you know, I'm just trying to calm down now through this very common, not so much farm. Yeah, glad you can make it. You can join more streams in the future. No, please don't go to the limit breaks train. But let's go ahead and attack Blossom. Some O's over here. We'll continue with Double Pass. Five. Yeah, there you go. Maybe Summer is a good character play. Yes, he is. If you want to know more, look at my short. If you want to know more, look at the discussion on we had a while ago for Summer Vacation. And if you want to know even more, read the wiki, which is linked in the description. People protagonist types are the piece of shit, but also narrate in an entertaining way. I really don't agree, but again, that just shows the difference in taste between me and the rest of the world, which is often at odds. Because, like, look at me. I know, like, we're in solidarity right now, but let's be real. if my interest is so intense for Housamo, you know there's something fucking wrong with the way I interact with the rest of the world. Probably with you guys too, but at least you guys probably have a good balance of things. This is like my main hobby right now. I don't relate with most of other people's hobbies when it comes to like talking about sports or fashions or whatever that garbage is. And I have no one to talk about this game in real life, so as with many things, Housamo or tastes in manga or anime or just many other concepts, I just seem to always be on the unpopular side of things. Don't worry, ARA, your best bud is here. Where? I'm sorry, the last time I heard Joe was hanging out with his friends. I don't, in real life, that is. You're taking a long time to choose to upgrade Lab or Usla in summer. I mean, you don't really have to be too choosy about it. You can just work on both eventually. It's not too... It won't take too long. I know you might seem short on limit break materials right now, but you can evade for when an event comes. Or you can farm for the materials if you want during free quest. It is the free quest half-time period right now, after all. You locked yourself out of your house today, even? Okay, well, why don't you couch surf with some of your friends for now, then? After you sucked your dick. Alright, we will toss this one there, and then we'll resume. You're busy? Damn. You got left out of the orgy. Disc.
俺から離れぬ引きずる
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ。
む揺れん
等しく沈
ガチで決めるぜ。
俺から引きずり込むはい引きずりはい
海の男には惚れるなよ。やべ、決まりすぎ。
You're spent on guarding for now. Like, actually exhausted. I mean, you see me, right? I've been grinding all this time. Already with a walking Mugen setup, so... It's exhausting, but we only have one more day. So today's the second last day. Can't slash on it now. I mean, you can if you think you'll be able to tomorrow. Well, set your own goals, right? You don't have to use all your drinks, but the thing is, if you don't plan to use all your drinks, immediately drink half, or if you don't save them for half synonyms, then you're just never gonna use them. They're gonna build up and they're, you know, gonna be a wasted resource ultimately. And if they're a wasted resource, then at that point, don't even bother, you know, planning to optimize for other resources because you're just leaving a bunch wasted right there.
等しく沈む
ガチで決めるぜ。
How was your day, ARA? You'd assume you weren't thinking about you all day long. Oh my god. Harvey's Riz horny game is up. He's out on the hunt for more victims of the hard mind. Look, I'm kind of slightly, maybe tiny down bad for Harvey, just because I like his opinions a lot and I think he's kind of funny. And also, his late profile pics suck. But I have no idea how he actually looks like, so... It's all speculation. As it is with all people we hang out with in this fucking horny server, there's always gonna be that undertone of thirst. I was gonna go with him somewhere else, but I don't even know. For all I know, Harvey could be a twink of IRL and he's just fucking pulling a done bait and switch catfish. Oh, adding the creepy factory theme, but not the mystery labyrinth. Mystery labyrinth is kind of cute for a game. I'm surprised you noticed that. I mean, I guess you've been on stream for a while if you... But I don't think my entire playlist is played yet. Yeah, I did not add the labyrinth theme. I did play like a variation of the main theme though, which was played during the last mystery labyrinth. You got a total of 666. Yeah, if you're wasting that much drinks, then like you don't even need to worry about optimization. You're just already leaving optimization wasted on the table right there. And if you don't deal with those drinks, then like don't even bother like planning to optimize at that point too for the rest.
大量大量。
おいら
引きずり
Not his
込ま
belly.
れよガチで
Doesn't the trail.
ガチで決めるぜ俺から離揺れぬはいだ引きずりはいだ
But if I'm going to actually answer that question, no, the topic of Harvey just came out for the stream. I wasn't thinking about him.
俺揺れぬはいだはいだ
I'm not sure if I should say this. It's a bit embarrassing. I may have mentioned it before anyway, so I guess it might be fine. My financial situation, as I said,
俺から
I
揺れぬか
am not employed. I haven't been for almost a year now. In a week it'll be exactly a year. So I was at the food bank today. Not a very proud thing to be admitting, but it went fairly well. I had to wake up early for it to get the food. And I decided to make a big batch of food today based on it because they do give out a good amount of food here. Unfortunately, because I got a bit stingy and since I give a bit too much potatoes, I dumped too much in and I was like overfilling. I couldn't stir it because the wok was too full, and if I stirred it, it would spill out. But because of that, like the food in the bottom started to burn a bit, so it turned out a bit more burnt than I liked. But yeah, that's what I spent my time on before the stream. But after I got back from the food bank. You're too much of a loot goblin to spend on anything. I mean, it's fine. You gotta set your own goals for this. I can criticize for people for being suboptimal, but at the end of the day, it's all relative to what you ultimately set as the goal for this. Honestly, the biggest power move you can make for this game that's the most optimal is to not play it. It's a gacha game, it will suck your money out, and you'll get more gameplay with your money by playing some other games. You'll probably have, like, you know, a larger community outside of this game as well. So that's straight up more the most optimal move. But if you are, you know, committed to, you know, really enjoying your specific niche, like me, then you'll stick with this community. And if you want to enjoy this game more than just for the hot husbands and all that, then you might want to consider investing in gameplay. And if you want to invest in gameplay, maybe you'll want to start optimizing for resources. But how much it also depends on what you want and how broad your goals are. For me, it's as broad as all the units in the game for attack seeding and all the sacred artifact for all the mobs. For other people, it really doesn't go that far, so if you don't use your drinks and because you know your goal doesn't require that, then that's fine. Confirm Harvey's no twink? Cat thing. I see. Damn! He's been sharing pictures with you. I'm kind of jealous. Oh well. You should eat more, ARA. Sorry for the burnt food. Yeah. I was kind of upset because I made the recipe twice in a row and it was really good the first 2 times. And I decided to add more ingredients this time because I wanted to get rid of more food. And now it just turned out suboptimal as a result. It's still pretty good, but not nearly as good as before. I added too much that the actual save rate has been quite diluted now. Lessons learned and lessons learned. I'll take burnt bottom pan food, not that bad. It depends on what kind of food is burned, how long it's burned for. It's not too bad in the sense of how large the entire thing is, but I think it definitely ruined it in terms of the purity of the savoriness. Since there's, you know, so little savoriness remaining anyways, with how much food was inside. You eat it? Well, you haven't seen it, but I think it looks good. I might want to modify it later. Add a bit more ginger paste or something. You ever think that this is gonna be a bit of a dark turn, but also maybe funny depending on your sense here? You ever think that no matter how much you succeed, well, one, you know how difficult it is to even aim for success, whatever your definition is, in real life, right? Like, so difficult for everyone. And then it's like, if you have bad luck like me, it's even worse. But you ever think it's like pointless to even aim for that kind of success at all? When everything is just gonna be a compromise anyways in the end. Let me elaborate. You, if you're watching the stream, probably love these characters in this game, these gay furries that are based on gods and all that. No matter how successful you are in real life, like, these characters will never be real. Furries will never be real. You know, hyper-muscular power characters that have like god powers will never be real. You'll never have like a harem of 10 billion husbands all trapped in the same world. You'll never be the protagonist. It's like, does it really, like, does it even matter how hard you try in real life if things will never be as good as what your mind imagines to be, you know, the best possible scenario? Everything you work towards is just a compromise towards it, which is kind of miserable if you think about it. You might as well just invest completely in delusion instead. Delude yourself so hard that you can think something like this is a reality rather than focus on making, you know, something real life into, you know, a shitty compromise of your ideal world. It's just one of the thoughts that I'm having lately with my shitty situation as a way for me to cope. A recipe you've been eating a lot is chicken chili with sweet potatoes. Pretty easy. Nice, nice. Yeah, mine is... It has a proper name to it, but I don't want to say it because it'll imply my ethnicity. I'm just gonna call it a ground beef broth. It's pretty good. You know that feeling, yeah. One must imagine Sisyphus is happy. I mean, like, it'd be pretty fucking great if I could get on with some fat boyfriend that also found me attractive, and, you know, we could have lots and lots of sex and all that. But it's also like, that will still ultimately just be a compromise to your true desires, right? It's just gonna be some human guy alien, but they will never be like leaked or something. They will never be Licho, you know? That's the burden of being a furry, I guess. Your imagination is so high, but real life will never be able to meet up to your desires. Like, actually never. Even if you're born rich, even if you're born into like $10 trillion, it will never happen. Staring into the pit of absurdism. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a coping mechanism. My life has been pretty shit so far, but then I'm just like, maybe instead of trying to aim higher for my shit situation, even though, you know, I really just need to get by to survive, I should be asking myself why I'm trying to aim higher. Like, what is it that I'm aiming for? Just like a shitty compromise in the end. And it kind of is just a shitty compromise in the end. Also, I'm getting more nuts here. Get these nuts in my house. Also, you're gonna go to sleep this day? It's been stressful this way. You're having it stressful. Okay. I mean, I'm about to close the stream, but if you want to leave before things close properly, then that's completely expected of you, and no one will expect anything less. Bye. You'll stay. You know, I'm just socially manipulating you by saying all that, right? You can leave if you want, it's fine. I would never intentionally socially manipulate someone in that way, you know, out of a good nature or earnestly. I would only do that out of sarcasm to you know, tease them. Almost there.
等しく沈
ガチで
Yeah, I'll definitely be done using all my drinks by the time the next stream rolls around.
俺揺れぬファイトファイト
It's a bit of a shame.
む等しく
I was eager to make that food because I
ガチで
like there's a lot of food. That should last for maybe 3 days. But I made a lot, this even more than usual because I have a friend that's coming by for
俺から離れ
tomorrow.
るよ引きず
And
り
I was eager to show them my cooking.
はい引きずり
Um, but now it's just something like partially burnt and not that as great as it was before. So, I don't know.
海の男には惚れるなよ
Missed opportunity to impress.
やっべ
Oh well.
決まりすぎ大量大
You
量
feel like you're pretty good about separating the kind of ideal you want and what like will most likely be for you. And you know, you're just planning on being an illustrator, so you know, smooth sailing.
俺から離れぬように揺れぬ
I used to be
引きずり
more sure about that. Like, I don't know.
等し
It almost seems like a regression, but maybe also a step forward.
決めるぜ
What I'm currently at in my mental mind right now.
俺揺
I
れぬ
used to have pretty low self-esteem that was hidden by, you know, general optimism in the
引きずり
outset.
込まれ
But
ガチでガチ
it
で
was just
決め
like
るぜ
I had this idea that was kind of toxic that
俺から離れ
happiness wasn't for me. It's just because, you know, the streak of luck as bad as it's been, it's just intensely bad right now, but my bad luck streak has been going on for quite a
お
while.
前と一緒だと笑い
I
が
haven't really had,
止まらんぜ
you know, never really got to enjoy parties like other people did. Didn't get to enjoy sex until after I graduated ages later. Never really had a working relationship properly.
ついてこい
Never found monetary success ever or top success,
ガチでガチ
even
で
if I worked my
決める
ass
ぜ
off. It was like optimism of a proper future that would make things better, and you know, if I
俺
put
か
my
ら
mind
離
to
れ
it.
引きず
A
り
lot of that's gone now, obviously, but
引きずり込まれ
you know, the first time I was able to enter into some kind of relationship, it made me happy because
ガチで
I realized I could
ガチで
have
決めるぜ
actual happiness. It got me past the barrier of, you know, happiness wasn't for me. Someone like me could actually enjoy happiness too.
引きずり込
Like,
ま
I'm kind of regressing to that, but not really.
決めるぜ
Because it's instead of like happiness isn't for me, it's more like
れ
no matter how much happiness you try to gain, you know, it'll never be how much happiness you actually want in the end.
我
ARA had sex? Question mark.
見たか俺がお前に落ちる
I
のではな
mean,
い
yeah, I've had
俺が
sex,
お前を落と
but
す
much
んだ
later than. Look, I was kind of depressed by the statistics on sex when I first read about them. It was like people were having it since they're like fucking 15 years old or even 14.
引きずり込まれ
I don't know if those are a lie or not, but certainly there seems to be some truth with that.
俺から
And
離れ
people seem to
る
be
よ
having sex at least maybe like once every 2 weeks, maybe even more frequently, on average for like the Canadian. That's like not me at all. I had mine like much later. I don't get it nearly as often. Relationships are just not working for me. It's all
俺から離れ
very
る
much
ように
depressing
する
things
の
that make me doubt my, you know, ability to participate in society in like the way that, you know, seems to be prescribed. But so far, I've followed all the rules and nothing's really worked. So I'm kind of like tired of what society is saying I should do what everyone else is doing.
俺からは
So I've been just re-examining everything and trying to figure out, you know, what I should do on my own, ignoring whatever the fuck everyone else does. Imagine having sex couldn't be you. Really, Zombie?
男には惚れるなよ
I don't know if you ever have enough money to come by, but we can arrange to fix that. I'm serious. I'm not an expert on it, to be honest. I try to be charming about it, but I'm not sure if I'm the best person to have sex with, but,
ついてこい
you know, I'd love to explore
勘
it.
違いをす引きずり込
Really
ま
on average sounds trying.
ガチで決めるぜ
I mean, for people, that's like
れ
their
俺から離れる
end goal in life, right? You know what's the number one reason people say they want to move from their parents' place?
等しく
It's
沈
because they want to have a girl over and they can't do that with, you know, fucking their parents around.
俺から
That's like,
離れる
they
よう
want
にするの
to invest in fucking $300,000 just so they can have sex with someone on the regular. Like, what?
等しく
And also, they'd rather do that than make a functional relationship with their family where they can make things work. This kind of family's situation or, you know, family expectations in Canada's really
俺から離れ
Eurocentric and a tone deaf in terms of, you know, what works in other cultures where people live in larger families and, you know, invite their future partners in the same household. Like, that's not acceptable here. You have to move out, you have to find something to fuck. And it's willing to drop $300,000 for that, moving away from far away from your home life. You only done it once? Okay, now I feel a bit better about myself. Well, not really. If you had one good sex experience, that's already better than every single sex experience I've ever had. Every single one I've had was disappointing. That's how bad it was for me. And, no, trust me, it's not something to be jealous about. It was mine because it was phenomenally disappointing. You have no idea. You're becoming more confident in that you're an asexual spec. Yeah, I know there's some more acceptance going on around that. As long as you can find community on it, right? But the world around you is designed not for you. That's one of the frustrating things I'm only really learning now. Like, you know of it when you're young, but like... Okay, so this is gonna be speculation territory, but it's fine. And since there's like only a few viewers in chat left over, it's gonna be a pretty big secret for me. That's still not even confirmed. My friend and I were... my friend has his own set of issues, kind of hospitalized for a while. The one that I'm inviting over to him. I'm not gonna elaborate since, out of respect. But essentially, since he hangs out so much with me, he's had time to think about, you know, if I've had any sort of conditions, since he's very aware of his own mental conditions. And he might have said that, or he said that I might be on the spectrum. That is to say, I might have autism spectrum disorder. And, you know, I kind of scoffed at it at first because, you know, that sounds like an insult at first, right? I studied neuroscience. I learned all about autism. And then... But I kind of held back my response at first. And I decided to read up more on it and, you know, review it. And you know what the fucked up part is? All the things I study in university, with my university in neuroscience degree, it's like... A lot of it conflicted with what I read. It was like, in university, they treat it like this disease that needs to be corrected or, you know, will make you malfunctioning or mistreated. But in the article for it now on the papers, there's more focus on neurodiversity in terms of these same people on the spectrum can function and interact with other people that are also on the spectrum. And they only seem socially incompetent when it comes to interacting with neuronormative people, neurotypical rather. And it's like, because the neurotypicals make the majority, they designate people on the spectrum as having the disease and being inferior and being incompetent. But in reality, it's just a difference of experience and being able to interact. And people within the spectrum can perfectly interact fine. And that kind of opened my eyes because it's not confirmed I'm on it, but it's like, a lot of it seemed to be along the lines from what I read the sentence. Whether it was like, for example, you know, not making too much eye contact or not initiating. Normal things like that you assume to be just for an introvert might be autism. Like, what? And, you know, apparently sitting cross-legged, which I often do, is another thing. It's like, what? And I don't know, it's like, it would explain a lot of things of why I'm not able to fucking connect with other people. I thought it was just like, I had the sense that I was missing the tools that other people thought was just obvious. But in reality, just like with your asexual relationship, it's like, it seems like the world is, you know, you're not keeping up the world. It's because the world isn't designed for you. It's designed for these other people that you're falling out of, you know, the bell curve of, you're out of what's normal, and so you'll always be treated as on the outset, and you just have to find a way to survive against that. It's like, if you thought the world was hostile, it's because the world is hostile towards you. So I don't know if I'm actually on the spectrum or not, but in a very sense, it opened my eyes to how, you know, hostile the world actually is to your very existence. And because the world, all these institutions, all these buildings, they weren't designed for people who are, you know, out there or different. They're designed for the normal person. The only buddy you have are me and your hand with friends with benefits. Mostly your hand. Okay. But you only had sex once? But can you really call it a friends with benefits if you only done it once? That's more like a one-night stand. The world isn't designed for you because you're introverted. Not needing a partner seems only like benefit, to be honest. Yeah. There's a lot of shame with not having a partner that's inflicted on people. It's like expected that you move out and have a partner and all that and have kids. And it's like, it's more abnormal if you decide to be homosexual, but at least you have a partner. And it's even more abnormal if you don't manage to meet up with people. People will look at you weird and think there's something wrong with you socially if you don't have like a certain amount of a, you know, sexual experience, or you don't hook up because they think you're like incompetent or something. But in reality, it's just like there's something fundamentally different with you, something that the world will be hostile towards you without them realizing it, without you realizing it, because there's no name to it until now you're aware of it. It's so fucked. It's actually so fucked. By the way, I'm gonna stop with this one. Since it is the 3-hour mark now, and I think I did stop at a good stopping point. But I'll just finish my seeding right now. You actually found out you're on the spectrum when you were 22. You're like 28 now, and it's really interesting looking back at what you thought some of the things you did was just being me. Yeah, I thought I was just being quirky. I took pride in the fact that I was different. That's something most people I start to notice look down on, being different. But for me, I thought it was like a mark of pride that I could see things differently. And, you know, I was in the gifted program and I got some grades and I offered a unique perspective that most other people wouldn't think of among my friends. They always said I was a very thoughtful person. And, you know, I took pride in that, but maybe, I don't know, I was just wired differently in my brain fundamentally. And the world is actually quite hostile to people who are like that, the more you live. Yeah, but they don't mind doing it again. I see. So they say, so they say. So you have his phone number then, and you never picked it up again. Okay. Well, I'm glad there's some reaffirming people here who also are low on sex or you know, not sexual at all. I remember like Xeno came in chat last time and they were like, what's it called? They said they had it twice a week on average. I was like, damn, lucky you. That's still like below average, but like much more frequent than me in Reboost. What is this flex from Joe? I mean, having a booty call is still impressive, even if it's you've only used it once. I need to decide on these blossoms right now. I don't even know if we could do that. Also regarding sex and just everything in life really, I'm really glad your family taught you that it was okay to go at your own pace, especially when you had to hit a rough patch a few years ago. It's very important that you have a supportive family. My situation's different. That's kind of why it's been a lot of my thoughts with my own life and, you know, how hostile the world's been to me. I don't really have that support system with the family. See, I do live right now with my mom as a 28-year-old in this apartment, but it's like she hasn't been employed for over 4 years now, so maybe 5 years, over 5 years at this point. So she was just going off of my savings. I was living with me and my brother and her before, and then my brother, you know, didn't get a job the entire time, even though he was older than me. And then he finally did get one. And then he decided to move out in fucking Toronto of all places where all the rent is, all that, because he didn't want to contribute here. He wanted his own space, which is like, I guess that's fine, but that's like a giant middle finger to the family because he just wanted to get his dick wet because he bought into the bait of this culture of, you know, moving out to find a partner. He was ashamed of his own age and he wanted to do that. Well, it's like, that just left us in the dry. I still had my job at the time, but I knew it was a precarious position. And then I did eventually lose my job in December, last December. So it's like, we've just been going off our savings all this entire time. And it's been a really tough situation in terms of family support. There's no fallback. My brother moved away. My dad's living with his like new wife in his own house and car and has not been supportive at all. And all of our extended family is like not in Canada. We were brought here to Canada when I was 4. Because my dad wanted to find new opportunities for work. And then he just found a new wife instead and he used his new job for getting his own house for his own car there. I'm really pissed at my dad and I'm really pissed at my brother. And I only got my mom's support, who's not supporting anything financially right now either. In fact, she's out traveling right now. So, right now, I've been living at home by myself for the past at least 3 months now, and at least for 2 more months. Doing these job hunts. Alright, I know I should be closing the stream, but it's just... On top of all these streams, I know I harp on a lot about how hard these video production is, but ultimately it's a way for me to get it out of my mind from real life, because it's been really tough for me. Just going by in savings, applying so many jobs and not getting any feedback, being ghosted by most of them, getting rejections, and at least I know the job market's really tough, but you know, sometimes I have to reflect on, is there something I'm doing wrong? And the world really is hostile to me, so I'm just really frustrated right now. Trying to support people, me and my mom is just my savings, while no one else is here and I have no one else to fall onto. If things go south from here, I will either have to move away from this country that I lived in for my entire life into a country that I don't even know the language, or I'll be homeless. And I feel like I should be homeless, because then I'll be imposing on my extended family, who, you know, I never even got to know, just to live over there because I couldn't get a fucking entry-level job here. This might be a bit TMI, to be honest, but honestly, it is TMI. I don't know. Just very tired of everything. This huge content production splurge of videos, I'm gonna be honest, one day it might stop within the next year. Not because I want to, but because I won't be able to afford the rent here. Something might go down and then I might be gone for good. I set up that Patreon and the memberships out of delusion that would help out. Like, looking at the space, even if I blow up and every single person becomes a subscriber, it's not gonna be enough for rent. So what I just want most right now is just more luck in my life. Maybe spell that last word correctly next time and think about it. Bad, hoping it gets better on laptop and you're gonna sleep, but decide to stay up. Well, you can just about go to bed now. I think I just need to start to use my blossoms on. Oh my god. But, you know, I decided instead of, like, mulling it over and just falling into a pit of depression and suffering, I decided to commit some time and energy and my passion that I do have and my talent into this video and things, so that even if I end up, like, dying in 2 years in the street or some trash like that, I'd be able to, in the very least, have left something in this world within this 1 to 2 years left over. Because trying to recontextualize everything, in very least, it's like, do I want to really live a dream life that everyone else lives, where, you know, I get a house and find a partner and, you know, die on my deathbed with someone holding my hand? Like, at the end of the day, you die. Do we really slave away for some faceless company just so we can save enough to live with them? All that so we can enjoy our deathbed while having a smile? At the end, death is death, right? It's like, do you really want to slave away just for the last 5 minutes of your life to be happy? Kind of fucked up if you think about it. So instead of thinking about the far, far future that might never come, most likely for me, I decided to try and focus on happiness right now. That's my goal anyways. Okay, I'm gonna go close off the stream now. Okay, sorry for the negative note. I kind of just like to open up when I'm hanging out with friends and chilling out like this. So the friend that's coming over tomorrow is not the kind of, you know, friends with benefits thing. It's the kind of friend that I open up with things like this. So I do have a lot of time to spitball this sort of stuff with real life friends and just talk about my place in the world, and it can be comforting in that sense. And I'm just grateful to have lived in this moment and have been able to indulge in life probably more than your average rich person. I know that might not be true, but in very least, you know, I'm able to produce content for all of you at an intense level for something I'm extremely passionate in, and to its highest degree, investing fully on it and being proud of my efforts. Meanwhile, a lot of people who, you know, work blue-collar jobs, white-collar, whatever the term is, they just go in for a company they don't care about, clock in the 8 hours for a product they don't care about, and then they work towards a house that they were told to get and find a wife that they were told to find. And in very least, everything I'm doing, even if it's only for 2 years, is my decision in the end. And I'm enjoying the ride for how short it is that's left. So, yeah. Maybe a bit too much ups and downs for the stream. Anyways, thank you for joining me for this fun. I forgot how much I seeded, but I think it was a good amount. I should be finishing the drinks for tomorrow, or at least very close to it. Look forward to that, and then I'll be getting ready for the next Christmas content, so look forward for me covering the Gangstar content as well as the new Christmas event. But until then, I'll see you guys for whoever's coming tomorrow then. Take care, everyone, and have a good one.